don't have a cold open this episode. I'm so sorry, guys, but we're here.
I'm actually quite warm today. I would like to point out, even though it's fucking freezing outside. Hi, everybody.
In a
Welcome
cold
to
van
Dice
when
Soup.
it rains.
I am only happy when it rains. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Dice Soup, brought to you by Once Upon a D20 at patreon.com/OnceUponAD20 and right here on Twitch with all of you.
One day I'll give it the official announcer intro because I just cut like 25 of those yesterday for Fly Nerd Group. So
Nice.
I'm gonna have to, yeah, they had me do the whole. You're listening to WFNG on Southside Radio. I did like so many of those yesterday.
That's amazing. Speaking of, if y'all haven't been watching Fly Nerd Group, they've got episodes on YouTube. That's the one. I know words. I just uploaded stuff there. It's not like I should remember that.
It's almost like it's a platform that we use too.
They've got a couple shorts on YouTube that are also awesome, but their long form podcast is really interesting if you're into nerdy shit. And I mean, like, all nerdy shit, comics, movies, everything.
But what if I'm
it is an ADHD kid's dream of just bouncing around from topic to topic that are all interesting. And
they've usually got a DJ in the background mixing beats, which is like, just, I don't know, it just makes the whole thing just kind of groove. I like it.
Yeah,
we're not biased at all. I promise. It's fine.
No, that was season 2. We're doing things different for season 3, but
no, man. I legitimately, like, before we even started playing Dice Soup, when I first met Sean, I checked out the Fly Nerd Group podcast, and I started like actually becoming a listener before we even knew each other. So it's good. Exactly. It's actually really good.
Oh, thank you guys. But today we soup.
Well, we soup.
Oh, that's a t-shirt.
Indeed.
Welcome home.
Hey, you know what to do. You know what to do.
I'll go text Kinsey.
We now have a
text Kinsey.
Soup.
We now have a Dice Soup advent calendar ready to go right there. And on the 25th day, today we soup.
Today,
but
we soup.
But as we often do, let's jump back
that one right there
into it.
Bacon quarter pounder.
Bacon quarter pounder? Yes, please.
Let's go, dude.
You know where I am. I'm just saying.
I'll take 3.
You said the password.
But when last we left off, the group running away with Knock, I guess running is an operative term, flying away with Knock, found themselves passing a weirdly off kilter for the land that it was on, bright green, still somewhat lit, kind of like it were at sunset, but the sun is well down. Passing this parcel of land, a few acres of land, as they were passing, a woman came out in a robe, looking proper, carrying a broom, and then the group kept flying by, and she looked a little like confused, and then hopped on her broom and went to follow. The group finishing their polymorph a few miles away, getting low into some behind a brush of brambles, hiding out for a second, healing Knock just in case things were about to go down with this person following behind them. Not quite as fast as y'all were flying, but she was still following. And getting yourselves together. Knock, no longer aged beyond repair, rather repaired. And as y'all had your howdies, your introductions to others of the group, the follower finally caught up and very particularly asked if y'all were the just passing through. And realizing, told you wanted it to stick. By God, it's gonna stick. But finding out that finding out
It's just,
that she was.
temporary. Even Vox Machina had the shits before they were Vox Machina.
Hey, it's fine. It's fine. Who? Slayer knows that. He saw the play. But but when she introduced herself, she introduced herself as an innkeeper, one whom, if her services are contracted, those staying on the grounds of her inn are protected, kept absolutely safe, and her services were procured as a token of the good faith of the traveler. On behalf of him, as he is currently in captivity and would like to not be, a representative of his contracted for you to be kept safe as soon as it was possible to do so, but her services are very much at an at-will basis. She was contracted for 24 hours. To be had at your own convenience. You all decided that now was, in fact, actually a convenient time. Her ushering you back to the inn grounds with a quick and pellet-producing teleport. She made sure that you had things for your stay that would make your stay more comfortable. Accoutrement, spaces, things that you would like, and
I hope
adjusting.
Hope she had some form of stomach medicine for Luca.
Adjusting the interior of the inn accordingly. Seemingly larger inside than it is outside. She made the requested adjustments and invited you in, finding yourselves with adequate rooms. These rooms that are probably 60 by 60 boxes. The rooms are wider than the doors are apart along the upper balcony, so you know it's good.
Hermione Granger would be proud.
And fitting in a bar, a fitness room, a pool, a workshop, all of these things, already having a very nice dining room, a fairly well-stocked kitchen, a kitchen with a kitchen closet that is far bigger than the space that would be given behind it.
It's amazing.
It's
so
amazing. It's so good. And staffed with a cook appearing to be mostly lizard folk, and very, very particular about his craft. Giving as well, giving some things to Nyack, to Valineth. A particular dinner being prepped, and then scrapped for the health reasons of Luca. Much to Oro's dismay, but never going to waste. He decidedly asked Miss Caldania if she would like her herself a meal, a very finely prepared meal. This Caldania, an elderly-ish woman, not showing so much her age, in her face, but definitely in her hair a bit, but also with a disturbing number of sharp teeth on the inside of her mouth.
Yes, she did.
Would she get along with the Baron?
But she was very polite.
Yeah, she was. Just scary looking.
I mean,
She's like a beautiful scary.
It's like just
She's
your mouth
like a
was
beautiful
scary.
Right, like I said, it's a beautiful scary. It's like oh.
Hold on,
It's
I
just-
have,
it's got
I have a
that-
very angry cat at my door, and I don't know why he's so angry. His mother is out there. Does he like me? I'm so concerned. I'm sorry. I'll pardon my pause.
Pardon your pause.
Oh, did we find Shade early?
I was about to make a joke and whatnot. It's like, it's just me. I'm waiting to come back to the group, guys.
Meow.
Shade is an outdoor cat. We let him run around outside till the storm comes.
Meow.
Shade is feral, is what I'm hearing.
Oh.
I figured it out.
Oh.
He sounded like he was outside the door because apparently my studio headphones are good. He was locked. He was locked in here with me.
He's like, I want to leave.
Okay, I farted once. Okay, I farted once.
He was smacking his
That's all it
tin top
takes.
against
That's
the
on
bars of
his
the
level.
door.
Yeah, that's real. That's
Sensitive
very
cat
real.
nose, you know.
Yeah, it's a cat nose.
It's cat nose and it's on his level.
Truly, though, the cat gets anxiety if he does not have a direct access to his humans that are not me.
Yeah.
Wait, so my backup character needs to be an anxious tabaxi, and I can join Shade in being an anxious tabaxi.
There you go.
Indeed.
The only
Oh,
way
he's the coolest headed tabaxi. What are you talking about? Getting back into it.
What do you mean? We're already
You
into
all-
it.
You all being able to have your time to rest, time to recuperate, more so as the dawn broke. Indeed, some point during the nighttime, a set of gentlemen in Crown's Guard, well, not Crown's Guard, Righteous Brand armor, appeared at the doorstep of the inn Gertrude Hunt, asking very suspicious questions, and then getting very suspicious answers, but not the kind that they were suspicious of, because, well, the innkeeper was pretty good at keeping you all off of their radar.
Keeping the air.
She dodged questions of letting them come into the house, it being her house and she not being subject to the jurisdiction of the Dwendalian Empire, because, well, she is not a citizen and this is her grounds. But she's, does it look like there are 3 giant eagles in my trees outside? Here, come look. And making sure to dodge questions and try to avoid as many untruths as she could. She still ended up getting rid of them, just in a less violent way. And in fact, trying to ensure your privacy and all of that. But sleep came to most of you sometime around dawn on the 18th of Fesrin, and sleeping through a part of the day, probably up into the early afternoon.
4 hours meditation. That's all I need, baby.
Okay. Briefly fluttering your eyes until about 10 o'clock in the morning.
4 hours of meditation, baby.
I got more potions to make.
I got more
things to get
meth
going.
to brew.
Whoa.
Don't think that's a healing potion, bud.
Gives you those
I think that
temporary
does-
hit points and a disadvantage on everything else.
There is no there is no downside to this drug.
Sure.
1 minute of advantage on half of the things. You don't know which half.
I don't know.
You roll and the DM tells you.
And then disadvantage on everything else.
You roll
don't
double
know-
for everything, and you don't know
who
whether
you're
it's gonna be
attacking.
the double or
Not
not.
at all.
Yeah, that's right. You roll double for everything, and then the DM rolls the D100, and if it lands on an odd number in the upper half of the, anyways,
Complicated.
It's complicated.
but it can't end in a 9, but it has to be an odd number. Anyway, we're getting off the rails. So, what would you all like to do?
Craft more potions.
Craft more potions for the first couple hours. Oh, by the way, one last distraction. I'm sorry. On stream, because I tried to do a meet at the end, but it really was just me dinking around on Twitch, showing off incarnate maps. Some of them mine, some of them not mine.
Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. You're fine. That is always optional. It just felt good to actually have that time and schedule that time.
Hey man, content.
But we got another follower, our 159th follower, Mr. Last Chance Learns, an old friend of mine, a very talented man. I would recommend giving him a follow as well. He's a bro. He's a real bro. So, anyways, what would you all like to do? We're brewing some potions. What are you trying to focus yourself on?
These are going to be making those greater healing potions.
All right, going for
that I had acquired.
Going for some greater healing. Getting those started as well. Go ahead and throw. You're only gonna have a couple hours to yourself. Just roll one roll of the alchemy right now.
I do fully intend on bothering
17.
Valen when I wake up.
Nice. Getting it started. You get things in the right proportions. Get it started. And it's working. It will take more time, but it is working.
Gotcha.
Mark a success. Greater healing success. All right. As others are waking up.
First thing. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, I was gonna say in your and Luca's room, there is a very very nice thick parchment note scribed there that's just kind of sitting on folded on itself to stand, and it says, "If you would like a replacement breakfast, just ask." And it's signed ORRO in this kind of odd, oddly flowy cursive kind of script.
Well, considering that more than likely, since Luca was sick, Akira, no matter what, Akira probably gets up before Luca, but would normally wake Luca up on their way out. This time they do not. But when they discover that note before they go train, they run down to the kitchen to see if he's there, like if he's doing any early morning meal prep. And Akira,
He definitely is.
Okay,
As soon as you run in there, first person you see actually is Valineth. He's in there doing his potion mixing, and then you actually see Oro coming out, and he has several large vegetables that you see some of them already chopped and like portioned into bowls. And he's bringing out more to prep for the day, and he looks towards you and he says, Your lamb roast almost went to waste. But alas, it was able to be enjoyed. I consumed some. Miss Caldania consumed the rest. It was one of my finer accomplishments.
My partner was unable to partake, and I do appreciate all the hard work you. All the hard.
I would have been more sorrowful if you all had eaten and then they had come down ill. I would have blamed myself.
It's okay. What I would like is to help you prepare a breakfast for him. I'm very good at taking. I'm not the best cook, but I'm awesome at taking directions. Maybe some sort of egg and potatoes, to maybe help firm him up on the inside. Sounded like someone's old mother.
I have some very
firm Luca up on the inside.
I have some very thick, earthy squash that goes well with an egg. Let me and he sets down the vegetables he was in the middle of prepping and just kind of gently sets them down, but very quickly kind of walks over and starts retrieving eggs. You see some of the eggs that he has to use are actually like softball size.
Wow.
And
Is that like a cockatrice egg or something?
unsure. But
That'll stick to your stomach.
Yeah, he retrieves a couple of those, and basically, it's a large gourd that is kind of a tan color, and he just starts chopping it up into these kind of long thin chunks, almost fries, but like thicker and longer.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like really big steak fries. And
oh yeah.
And
but when you said thicker and longer, I definitely said that's what she said.
Well,
I said what I said.
Akira is trying to quote firm up Luca on the inside.
Yeah,
I said
I
what
didn't
I
have
said
a comment for
again.
that one.
It's like it was kind of the way it is already.
Yeah.
There's not much more to really add zest to that one.
Well, there was like the way you were speaking a minute ago. I was like, if Asher is anywhere within earshot of the way this man is describing food, he's gonna be like, "What are they talking about?" Like,
No, if Asher's awake, he's already outside being forced through calisthenics with Slayer.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
Gotta limber up.
Is Slayer shirtless during these calisthenics? Because if so, I'm not sure how forced it is.
indeed, it is in the morning.
That's fair.
Slayer is typically shirtless.
Well,
But,
I have half plate armor, but I haven't put it on yet.
It's only
Exactly.
half plate, though.
Well,
Which
Akira
half?
will-
And considering what we took it from, it's probably like a tank top for you. Or like a sports bra for Slayer.
No, I reforged it.
Embrace the
true.
chainmail
Yeah.
bikini. It's a taint top.
Embrace it.
Okay, take your inspiration. It's fine.
you.
Yay!
I was hoping when I saw you start to fall apart, I was like, I'm getting inspiration for this.
Congratulations.
We'll be watching you
But-
from now on.
But
Congratulations, you're on a list.
cracking these two large eggs into a pan, he just kind of lets them he lets them just fry there for a minute. No breaking of yolk. Starts getting herbs and sprinkling them on top. Salt, obviously, a little bit of pepper, obviously. And he actually is kind of explaining in like micrograms, kind of like he's very like he is describing everything and precisely and make sure that the egg is this color, or make sure the this one would have been a
Cockatrice.
Not. You know what? Fuck it. It's a cockatrice egg. That's fine.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Yes.
and he tells you if the cockatrice egg when you crack it, if it's a certain color, then you shouldn't use it, because once it's fertilized, if you try and eat it, it will do things to you.
It'll firm up your gut for sure.
It'll firm up your gut for sure.
It'll firm up your insides.
It'll firm up your insides and your outsides.
Rigor mortis.
And you just it's called turning to stone, really. But and
Hurting a stone?
indeed. But as long as it's this nice dark yellow yolk, it should be okay. And all of the ways that he kind of goes about putting that together, the tubers, very similar to what he did the night before. He kind of throws down a little bit of oil, only about half coating them with the thickness of the oil in the pan, and you can tell he's very carefully rotating them as it cooks, to kind of evenly fry both the sides and the insides. And going and getting some bread. He gets this large kind of half of a loaf that looks like it used to be a circle, and carves off very carefully, gingerly, just kind of his knives are extraordinarily sharp, extraordinarily well kept, obviously, and he just kind of this one, no sawing, just draw the blade across cut, slicing this relatively hard crusted bread, hard on the outside, soft on the inside, like so many things are. And he gets
innuendo here.
And he gets some butter, and talks about how Roth milk makes the best butter, particularly Roth from within the mountains. Ones that are raised on the mountainside are fine, but ones that come from the Underdark, there's this kind of je ne sais quoi, extra sweetness, extra creaminess. It's hard to describe without actually feeling the taste difference, but you should definitely try and get that. Doesn't even toast the bread, just a nice even smear of butter, and as the eggs are cooking, he folds it over itself, kind of making a little bit of an omelet with each egg, and serving up on the plate. So these fried tubers, this herb omelet, and buttered bread, Roth butter, buttered bread, and gives it to you to bring up, and he asks if you need a beverage.
I ask him for a cranberry juice if he has it, or whatever.
Dude, somebody say cranberries.
Whatever whatever.
No, I'm not doing it.
Whatever is the closest approximation.
I'm not.
Killer ratio. It's not like we said prune juice.
Cranberries? Good, Mike answer.
You son of a bitch. I did everything I could not do.
And he goes into the cabinet, and he pulls something that has 3 different labels on it, one of which is in common for you, and it reads Goodberry juice.
Oh.
And he as he just kind of hands the whole carafe to you. He says, "Now these are fresh good berries. These are not the conjured ones from that druids make. It does not go bad within the day. It is actually." It doesn't have quite the same sustaining properties, fill you up properties that the druid conjured ones do. It's much lighter, much nicer.
Kira is very happy with everything that he's given them, and so they thank him very much, and they not hurried, but obviously carefully, but with purpose, return to the room where Luca is.
He platters them for you and asks, "Would you like the inn to bring it up there for you, or do you want?"
Oh no, I'll take it. I'll take it.
And he makes sure to set it properly for you, and he says, "If you ask the inn to open the door for you, it will remember that it was your room, and that way you don't have to knock on the door or try and juggle it. It's a nice trick of the inn."
Oh, thank you for that tip. I appreciate it.
Gertrude Hunt is very attentive to needs. And he just that gecko smile.
I appreciate that. And Akira will hurriedly but carefully take the breakfast up, and they will say, ask the door to let them in.
And just with the very briefest of asking, it clicks and then kind of opens, and looks like it opens very carefully, almost widening the doorway a little bit to make sure that both platters can get through. You would swear it opened a little bit.
Awesome. Yeah, Akira is just gonna marvel at that, and then they are going to go set the food on the table and wake Luca up if he's not already up by the time I get back.
I think he's sitting there rubbing his eyes, having just woken up.
Yeah, and I make Luca aware that breakfast is served.
Oh,
Luca, you're pretty much already aware as you're rubbing your eyes, and then that smell hits you before even Akira's voice does.
Oh, thank you.
You're very welcome. You enjoy this. Take your time. I'm going.
Eat.
Oh, I have to train.
All right, I'll eat something and then I'll meet you out there.
Just take your time. You were a little ill, so take your time.
All right.
And Akira will, of course, get a morning kiss and hug Luca, and then change into their combat gi, and then run to wherever the training area is, full speed.
Running out to the back, you actually see there's a window to your room overlooking the orchard, and you just kind of look out and have that moment of just kind of perching up on the windowsill, jumping out, and as you jump out and land, you look back, and there's a much smaller window area from where you just jumped. Kind of realizing now as you look back, the depth of field is a little bit odd. The upper that second floor there it's almost like it's maybe big enough to hold your room. It's not that big, but there's a smallish window there, and a couple of them there, just kind of across.
Yeah, Akira's gonna look back at that and just kind of say to themselves, "I've got to find out who their real estate agent is."
Getting out there,
that Slayer would never break another apartment door.
It would mean that.
Getting out there, you see Kaylee is actually already out there, kind of like she's doing some like light kind of stretches and stuff, where you can tell most of what she's doing is watching Nock and Slayer and Asher do their stuff, and she's just kind of lightly stretching her equipment, kind of set off to the side. Even her the armor that she normally keeps covered in a disguised self, this studded leathers that she wears off to the side, the dragon scales.
So
Akira, once they land, they're still going to continue moving. Like they definitely say hi to Kaylee as they go past them, but they are moving full speed at towards Slayer's back. Like, and it looks like they have full intent in their eyes.
Sorry, didn't we request a gym?
Oh right, you did request a gym. I thought y'all were talking about going outside and training.
Bob.
I just assumed we were all out there for a specific reason, you know.
Just doing Tai Chi in the park, you know?
That's fair. That's fair.
We do Tai Chi in a place that makes sure everyone knows we're doing Tai Chi. You know?
Yes.
That's how everyone else does Tai Chi.
Right.
No, I will say that as we're doing our whatever, like, you know, obviously Nock with his new youth, like you know, revitalized within him. He's having a great time. He's like, I've been wanting to do this for a while now, and like I've had that taken away from me for too long, and yeah. Listen, when you take a monk's ability to be a monk away for 4 days, feels like a lifetime. No, but in reality, like, yeah, he's just like, I'm happy to be back. He thought he was he thought he was gonna die, and he's like, all right, I guess I'm not. So he's super excited. Asher, on the other hand, he's a sorcerer. He has never had to work for his magic. It's an innate thing. Like, he has to, you know, get it, like, to like focus on it, but he didn't have to like earn it. It's just there. So he's not used to like actually doing things like this, like working out and bettering yourself. He's just kind of like around every corner.
I will note when I get up, can I ask real quick, did the way that I perched myself on the bed, did Gertrude Hunt kind of accommodate that, or was just like, okay, he's being weird?
Oh yeah, no, like perching yourself on the bed, you end up kind of like the end of the bed itself kind of like thickened up to like almost a tree trunk, like a small tree trunk thickness, and then the bed kind of shrinking down a bit, not too much, just in case you ended up wanting to fall back on it or anything. But most of the material of it does kind of shift forward into the bed end. And
I was just gonna say, I'm gonna get up, go down to Oro's kitchen, say quickly to Val, I need to talk to you later. Oro, what you serving up for breakfast?
well, some of your friends asked for a nice hearty breakfast, so I figured, and you see that he has already continued and plated 3 plates so far of this same fried squash buttered bread and omelet concoction.
I'm gonna look for just like very confused for a second, like, and think semi aloud, what's the ethical implication of me eating an egg?
Well, for you, I would certainly not feed you an egg of your kind. That ethical implication would be fairly obvious, I would think. But these are more of a reptilian, avian. Do you know of a cockatrice?
Oh yes. In fact, actually, I know my My father tried to have one as a pet one time. Didn't really work out there. It's too violent. We had to put it down, but it ate good. And then we
Those
had
they
the
do.
raw
They
rats the
do.
next day. But yeah. Then I'm just gonna say thank you. I'm gonna eat and then head out to wherever they're training.
And as y'all get your training on, the bringing the run outside into the interior gym space, throwing medicine balls and things. The food does seem to just kind of emerge onto a table in that room, almost like it just is delivered out of the wall itself, and just set down with just kind of a plate with a fork already on it, a large glass or a small glass, depending on who you are. All of the glasses being the same size, of juice being set there. The same kind of red, kind of brighter red, but definitely juice. Being set there. Akira, at least you know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And those are set. As you move to the inside, rather than Kaylee watching you, you end up seeing Caldania take a seat in the corner, just kind of still knitting. Now knitting what looks to be gloves rather than the long scarf that she worked on and completed the day previous. But she then is actually watching you all work out, definitely looking at all of you as if you are snacks in your various capacities of being so.
Perks of the job.
So yeah, as Akira is running full speed, when they get within 5 feet of Slayer, they are going to pretty much vault onto his shoulders and then try and hit Asher in the face.
Oh, good. Nice.
Dang.
We're starting off
Ruthless.
strong, I see.
I mean,
And when I say hit, I'm gonna boop Asher's nose, and then keep going.
The goal is not to let me boop.
all right. Well, roll for boop.
Roll for boop. What would you like me to roll for boop?
That would be an attack boop.
An attack
Welcome
boop.
to Dice Soup, where we roll for boop.
Like, can he hold back, or is he just going to break his nose?
Is that a dice soup?
That's a dice boop.
He rolls a nat 20, and then Asher's nose is just sitting flat, like off to one side.
Well, I'm sure that connects.
Ooh.
What?
Oh, you are certain. You jump off and then you just like rest your fist right on his nose. Nice. Rest your fist right on his nose, and then like it's that brief blink of time, like rest on the nose, and then just kind of keep your movement going.
Yep. And as I start to run past him, I was like, next time, don't let me touch you.
Let me see.
And I would
Okay,
keep
never mind.
running.
I couldn't do anything to it now. So I was looking at my options, and I wanted to do two things, but they were both reactions, so I couldn't.
You could try one of them. What would you like to try?
Oh no, I would need both of them to be successful.
Oh, okay.
Because I wanted to put shield up to make my AC go up, but I also wanted to use bend luck to make the attack go down.
Yes, both of those are reaction.
Yes, exactly. And I was like, if I could do both of them at the same time, then I could just be like, haha, you thought. But no, that's not happening. So
Silvery barbs, man. Oh wait, you don't have that, do you? Fuck.
I do actually.
Oh, you do? Yes, silvery barbs.
Yeah, of course I took silvery barbs.
That's what
no,
you do.
in this regard, I'm not gonna expend that resource in training. However,
Why not? You just get it back with a short rest later.
can you get it with a short rest?
Sorcery points.
Oh yeah, that's right. I guess I could just burn sorcery points. Wait,
Turn them into a spell slot.
do you get sorcery
I
points?
mean,
No, you
I
don't.
think you
No, you don't get sorcery.
No?
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
I don't think I do.
No.
Those are a long
My
rest
bad.
resource because
Yep, it is a long rest.
punish sorcerers. That's why.
Yeah, apparently. Yes.
But-
Yeah. If it was
Yeah.
a short rest, Coffee Lock would be even more broken than it actually is.
Good gracious. Anyway, yeah. So I
That's
will
pathetic.
just take it. Obviously I can't do anything about it, and I'm just like, whoa. Hey, I'm kind of struggling out here already, right? Like I don't think I'm really gonna be good at dodging stuff.
You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
What? And it just comes at my head. Leah?
No, that's pretty much all Akira does. They run past him and then start doing more complicated calisthenics.
You got
A few feet
Zoomies.
behind, and just kind of getting into of whatever at that point whatever workout Slayer's doing. Akira will just kind of join in.
And on my regard, after stretching a bit, I pull a rapier and a very nice dagger, different than the other daggers you'll have seen, and I just start
Whoa.
practicing forms and techniques with them.
On guard. On guard. On guard. On guard.
As y'all do your training and get ready, get kind of ready for the day. Taking a cue from the food being proffered, Kaylee goes and just absolutely consumes a plate, and then
I don't think
starts.
ceramic is good for the stomach.
Indeed, but putting on her armor and over her clothes and kind of getting everything strapped together and ready, sword back on her hip. She'll kind of look towards all of y'all. Well, I've had a bit more of time away from my duties than I was in fact planning on. I've got kind of one more today. I have today in me. I can get you up to 2 places as long as I got a tree that I can step through.
Well,
And I've got to get back to places. It's not just
very
Upper Duke anymore.
No, it's very understandable. I think the biggest places you could help us get to would probably be Craghammer and Whitestone. Being that we need to get back to Whitestone so that we could have Pike do the
Right.
The other thing for the Thunderbrands, and then we got to get back to Craghammer to do the thing for the Thunderbrands, and then I guess we'll just be in Craghammer.
And that leaves us figuring out how to get back to... Didn't y'all say something about Zadash?
Oh right, we gotta do that too. I was just thinking of the biggest distances we got to go, but yeah, I mean, Nock. It sounds like Zadash is maybe the best place for you because Cobalt Soul's there.
Yes,
You know,
I need to research the Nine Hells and see if there's a way for me to find a way in.
See, my question is,
Sounds like a lot of reading.
do we want to go continent hopping again? Or do we want to finish what business we have right now on this continent before?
Well, it sounds like capacity to continent hop is going to end today. So
Yeah, I have to end my my side event here. Today I have to be somewhere.
understandable.
One of those things that's kind of a need to know thing, and unfortunately, most you all don't need to know.
Can I ask an above table question?
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know how you run things, but I know quite a few worlds use city ports, like city portals.
Oh yeah, no, this is not that kind of place. At least not all of it is that kind of place. And places that do have that available, that is a kind of thing that is definitely a trusted secret to be given out.
Ah,
So no, but
no,
it's not a because teleportation magics on that scale are like they're even rarer than teleportation magics at a short scale. And then people that might have access to that sort of thing might have access to other problematic things, and you can't trust everybody that knows how to teleportation circle.
That's fair. I was just wondering.
A few of them lead terrible armies and things.
And things. And
Trademark.
how.
Yeah,
The things
trademark.
you're
Yeah,
worried about.
and things trademark.
So as I'm
Wait,
assuming
okay.
Valineth, he always, he just about hears everything. I'm assuming he would hear the whole crew coming back inside from.
Oh, sure.
He'd make his way up to everybody and whatnot, hearing the chatter of what we might end up doing and all that. Just gonna ask you guys real quick. Was just wondering. We don't always get that much time to sit about and whatnot, and I would really like, if I could, to try and finish crafting the rest of these potions for us. They're gonna take some time to cure anyways, but we don't usually stay put long for me to take care of this. Is there any chance that we could maybe hold on for a little bit before we go venturing out? Maybe do a couple more preparations? Or maybe I can just... No, never mind. I can't try and just catch up.
How long would you need?
Well, you see, I do. If you need place in Whitestone, I have connections. You all have connections, even people that might be able to put you up or what have you in the Whitestone. So I could take y'all there, and y'all can do your duty now that. And she smiles and points towards Nock. Now that your abrupt time limit is somewhat satiated.
Stay of execution, as I like to call it.
True.
Well then, I guess if we're going to be going to another location, I need to go and grab my things. So he'll go and just make his way down to go and pack up his supplies.
Would recommend.
Go ahead.
Oh, that was all. Would recommend.
Ah.
Yeah.
So we could go to Whitestone, get everything prepped, let Kaylee go about her business, and travel by more conventional means over to Craghammer, and then figure out what the hell else after that point.
Valinus is packing his stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess so.
I mean, as I understand it, you lost a tooth. Was that Thunderbrand related or something?
Sorry, what?
What was that?
He's talking about whenever you ripped your tooth out, man. Like, remember when you were like, you had like totally just given your tooth to that guy?
I'm not sure what happened there. I just know you were missing a tooth. Okay, so you gave a tooth to the Thunderbrand.
He like ripped it out of his face. It was kind of gross, but also.
Hey, now I've got this gold tooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he knows you're not stepping off with whatever he gave you, right? Like, because he gave you that gem for nice ass.
Well, for knock and also
Knock
for
so
also
he
for his dead son, which was also my dead bestest friend.
okay, so knowing what I know, he can see that you're not stepping off with the stuff. So he
Right.
should be able to trust if we go by foot or by cart or whatever to Craghammer that we are doing so to get back to him, so we don't have to waste all of
Yeah, and I mean, Luca's met him, so Luca, you could even maybe send to him when we leave Whitestone, be like, hey, we're leaving Whitestone.
I could.
You know, by foot.
Because Madam Ophelia, you've already been such a big help. I don't want you wasting everything on us all the time. You know.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of what I was hoping. And again, especially if I can just make it one stop instead of two, that would actually help me out quite a bit. Where I'm planning on going, so
Fair enough. I suppose that's amenable then.
you know, actually, Knock, if you're if you're headed for Zadash, if you were wanting to ride along with me, that area might be close to where I'm headed.
Yeah, that might actually be best. I need to get started, especially with the. Well, I don't know very little about it. Would the Cobalt Soul be a place where I could be, where I could have sanctuary?
Oh yeah, no.
Do I know anyone in Zadash's branches of the Cobalt Soul?
You probably know one or two.
I would say something along the lines of, when you get there, if you ask for insert name here, they'll help you out.
That's so easy to remember. Yes, thank you. I will ask for that person, and I'll just be like, okay.
Insert name here.
As long as I've been in trouble before, but I don't think I've been quite in this much trouble. So I think that it might be best for me to have a place to stay hidden for at least a while.
Well, ask for insert name here. He'll help you. And if he doesn't want to, tell him I sent you.
All right, so I will ask for Phil McCracken. All right, I will ask for him.
Yeah, old friend.
I was thinking it was just going to be like insert I'm here or something.
Like his name is actually insert.
Insert I'm here.
Inserminator.
It's like a title.
He's a war for it.
His title is insert, and his name is Namhir. Like,
yeah,
indeed.
Oh yes, insert Namhir. Like,
indeed.
Oh, I love it.
He's a warforged rogue forger that hides people. I don't know. Anyway,
I love it. I love it.
Got away from me there.
But
that's
as y'all gather your things, breakfast being finished. as y'all are kind of gathering yourselves, Dina ends up kind of walking in, not cloaked up as her presentory self often is, but rather just walking. You can tell that she's not walking around with the broom or even a staff, but the dagger stowed on her hip, the hilt looks very much like the broom's handle, just kind of shrunk down and turned into a small blade. So I trust everything here was to satisfaction. Sorry, I gotta get her voice back. There it is. There it is. I trust everything here was to satisfaction. I hope.
Indeed.
Oh yes, ma'am. It was
yeah, 'cause
absolutely divine. All
we
fiendish
cannot
to
recommend
all
this
their
place enough.
affiliations.
Wonderful. Do in fact, if you can recommend my services to people.
I did have a parting question.
Yeah.
Damn it, I slipped into the accent as you.
Too many southern accents. Were
I
corrupting them
apologize.
all.
I have that habit on people.
I did have a parting question for you. You mentioned that you occasionally travel the plains, and I was wondering if that was perchance a service you offer for purchase.
That is something that I can provide. It is something that would, and it looks like she kind of goes off into this mind palace thought for a moment, and just sorry, haven't had that asked for a while. That's more of that's a 1,000 gold piece kind of service.
That seems fair. I was just curious for future endeavors.
And it is contingent that it is a place that would be safe for Gertrude Hunt. I'm not going to the plane of pandemonium with her or anything.
No. I was just we've got. Do you by chance know? Oh, well, of course you do. You've been sent here on behalf of him. Of course. Sorry, still waking up even though I've been out and about. Well, we've got to go help the traveler, So I was just, he's stuck in the Fae somewhere, and so I was just.
Well, I hate to admit overhearing, but heard y'all were going Tal'Dorei way, Whitestone.
Down Tal'Dorei way.
Yep.
Over there, there is a lovely elven city by the name of Singorn. There are people there that are particularly expert in the traveling of planes. Particularly, the city itself even has the ability to just dip out into the Fae.
Excellent.
Dip into the Fae.
As a kind of a defensive measure, kind of in a similar fashion to the much smaller scale that Gertrude Hunt does. And Gertrude Hunt isn't only tied to the Fae. So,
right.
So yeah, the if you you could ask around people there. There's a number of people that can help. It's very powerful mages in a lot of cities over, well, honestly, everywhere, but especially in Tal'Dorei.
Well, it's good to know then. Well, I appreciate that information. That will also be useful in our travels.
Surely, but yes, if you do require that sort of help, that price does involve the me scrying upon you, and then Gertrude Hunt finding a safe landing space somewhere near where you are, and then the appearance there, and the taking you away to place. If you want us to wait there for you, especially in the Fae, that can be a certain amount of complicated, and you might have to pay twice, one for the way there and one for the way back. But I'm making sure to tell you that up front.
That would make sense, I suppose, especially depending on the duration of our stay in the Fae.
Exactly. She's got a certain certainty of connection. Sometimes it does exert a fair amount of her abilities to be able to try and maintain that for any length of time. So, like if it's only like a day, I might be able to keep it and it not be too taxing on her. But I mean, I said like 1,000 gold pieces. It's not like I'm pocketing that money. It goes into, and she just kind of gestures around. It
of course,
feeds. Yeah. It feeds her.
That still makes sense, actually.
But yeah. So, if or when that comes around, you have your friends send me up, and I can make those arrangements for you. And,
excellent.
I and we will try to remember this configuration, so the next time we get to be of service, we can have things arranged to your already made specifications.
Excellent.
But yes, y'all don't have to hurry out of here. But when y'all cease your stay will in fact be ceased, and we will move on to our next clientele. But well, I and Gertrude Hunt appreciate your patronage, and when you relieve the traveler of his burdens, please remind him that he needs to make a visit to settle his account.
Understood.
Yeah.
If nothing else, he does keep his deals as he makes them.
Knock will come forward and just say, I cannot thank you enough for having a place for us to rest after such a long road for us, and I appreciate your hospitality and your accommodations, and I'm just generally kind. You are well. Very gladly recommend this to anyone. And how would I be able to forward that recommendation, and how would somebody be able to take your services? Because we kind of you kind of zapped us here. So.
Akira is gonna nudge Luca in the side and say, "When did not get so proper?"
Again,
it has been. You just didn't notice.
It very much is that word of mouth kind of recommendation. If someone has the ability to try and send a message to me, very likely they are of the clientele that can afford a stay.
So this
of
is
some
of the
length.
caliber of if you can't have to ask, you can't afford it.
Essentially.
Very much. I just wanted to make sure because I
You don't.
No.
I wanted to make sure I have a way to actually send people through as properly as
You-
possible, but if that's the
I
case.
could perhaps attempt to contact him for you if you need. We've met. I can send a message.
Of course.
It just
Um,
may not get there. I may have to try a few times.
I just, in my line of work, somebody of my stature needs a place to hide every once in a while. And, it's nice to have something, a good place to do that, a good resource for that.
Do you
I mean, you're.
I'm afraid I don't make a habit of just keeping magical trinkets around. Do you have any sort of sending stones or anything like that? You obviously you have your own particular types of qualifications. You have friends that have the ability to send messages and things.
But and me and my friends, and he looks over at the rest of them and just kind of like has a little moment and says, "Sadly, we'll most likely be parting ways for a while. But I'll most likely have access. I just wanted to make sure an easy way for me to get a hold of you again. And
Wait
I'm sorry.
wait a tick. And she takes a moment. It has been some time since I don't want to sound snooty. A lot of the people that we work with are a certain caliber of magician in some sort of way, royalty in some sort of way. People that can just afford to throw money at a problem and have it work out. And you can tell like she's speaking in a way that's like extending the amount of time that she's saying it, and then looks over towards one of the walls, and one of the walls kind of molds open, and almost like it's producing a book out of the wall, and kind of like presenting it to her, and she takes it and says, "Thank you." And as she opens it up, it looks like it has a pen already in it, like an ink pen, and kind of as a bookmark. And she pulls it out, flips all the way to the back, and on the back page there are a few names written down.
Mm-hmm.
And she each one has a line under it, and she uses the pen and just makes a very quick straight line. It says, if you will write your name here on this page, I will be able to reach out to you on a somewhat regular basis and see if things are okay with you, and you'll be able to respond. Your responses will come back into this book, and I'll be able to read it out. It's a send and spell, and I can with the people's names here, I can in fact do that.
With with Nox's knowledge of Fae and stuff like that, I would definitely be feeling like I need to insight this to make sure this isn't some kind of trickery to have some kind of to invoke some kind of true name magic in that regard?
Go ahead and throw your insight. I will tell you that there is like obviously a certain amount of true name magic associated with it, but go ahead and throw.
Yeah, basically, is it malicious in nature? It's a straight 10. That's a
I mean, you're obviously suspicious. She is. It does seem like she is trying to provide a service that will ensure further business.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm still a little suspicious, but I will say, like, all right.
Yeah, you're trying to read her does not assuage your suspicions,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. So and in that regard, I will just be like, very well. And I'll just say like, I'll take the name and I will write down into the book.
And as you do, like immediately after you finish, she makes sure to shut the cover, almost as if making sure to keep your name secure and safe.
Yeah.
And as soon as she does, kind of sticking or flipping the book back open, sticking the pen in there and shutting it again, she hands it back towards the wall, and again some of the branchy tendrils of wood come out and grip onto it and then just kind of pull it into the wall. And once again, thank you. And well, I check in with a few people on my nightly, and luckily through the powers of that their book, I can make attempts to contact you. So if I do, just it doesn't have to be terribly fancy. Just I'm good, or please God help me. Those work pretty well.
I appreciate the assistance in that regard. I've again been more than courteous, and I just wanted to extend that. My gratitude.
Surely. Repeat business. Well, the part of the payment of the ends, they kind of run on this idea that money is necessary, and there's an amount of that's true, but one of the things that does sustain an inn is the having of guests. It strengthens Gertrude Hunt to welcome people onto her land and within her walls. And so that is kind of the that is kind of part of my motives with wanting to invite you all back. Is just the power of people being present is part of that. So
it feels like you're trying really hard not to say the power of friendship.
It's not even friendship. I had some people here once. I had a peace summit here between 3 different nations that were in fact very intent on murdering each other. So it is definitely not the power of friendship itself. Well, we ended up settling that matter, but maybe is it the
Power of
Gertrude Hunt? Is it the power of friendship? And there's a little bit of a creaking noise in the wall, and she just goes, okay.
Can I
Well,
borrow a feeling?
that is an amount of clever that I had not considered. And she looks again just towards the wall.
Full on friendship.
But until next time, be safe, travel well, and I look forward to seeing you again.
Good
It was
night
great to meet
and good
you.
luck.
Good day and good luck.
And turning out kind of just towards the open area. Thank you, Gertrude Hunt, as well.
And there is a definite creaking in both like wood creaking and stone on stone, just kind of starting on one side and kind of arcing over to the other.
Imagination.
Did it just growl at me?
Yes, yes, it did.
Yeah, Akira thanks both the host and the manor. So yeah, Akira says thank you to both the host, and they'll put their hand on on the wall, and also say thank you to the inn. I'm sorry, I said manor, but to the inn.
Oh yeah, and putting your hand on the wall, it's almost like putting like you've touched the wall a few times, and it's like definitely solid normally. You put your hand on it as you thank it, and there's that little bit of almost like gym mat give where it almost wraps around your hand for a second as you touch it.
Like it was shaking my hand.
Yeah, kind of like it just gave you a handshake.
Yeah, and then I'll return to Luca's side, and I guess if we move, if we're going somewhere, I, walk with my friends.
Well,
and definitely hug Knock goodbye. Like 100% give Knock a full on hug, and I'll miss you.
He's off in the bathroom.
Oh
That's
no!
fine.
He stepped away just a minute ago.
Well, I was saying we have a little bit of time before we have to do that. So we'll give you that. We'll give you that second. And Kaylee will very much come back with. Well, we are in fact burning daylight, so not to rush you too much, but I'm especially glad to be able to rest in my own mansion tonight. As we're only making one stop, I can't. Anyways, so is there anything else here before we head on out?
I think I've got all of my things, so.
All right. Here we go.
Yeah, I think we're all set.
Here we go. And she draws Myth Carver again, and just kind of does a quick. Like as she puts the sword up, she takes a second and turns back. Are we safe to teleport from right here? And you hear a window open and a call of, yes! All right.
Just making sure.
Yeah. Well, in that case, and she just does a quick, full 360 with her arm, and in that 360 with her arm, just the entire area rushes, and y'all are actually resting at the roots of the sun tree.
I cough up another pellet.
Yeah. And as you do, she just snaps her finger and says, "And that's why I wanted to land here and not in Mount Shop."
This one is decidedly yellow and slightly runny like an egg. But...
I make my mage hand visible and kind of scoot it, I kind of poke it, but real kind of ew.
Why are you still touching it then?
Well, because I'm touching with mage hand.
I know.
But I want it away from me, so it's kind of just ew.
I want to know if Nyack has the courtesy enough to kind of Because it's semi-solid to catch it in his hand and like dispose of it afterwards. But
Oh, I hope you have sanitizer.
What's that?
like he's
Slayer
not
just touches him with prestidigitation,
Yeah.
and like just like static electricity courses over him, harmlessly, but sanitizingly.
just
Cleanses him.
thank you, friend.
Yes, thank you.
But oh man, do we have the man, the myth, the legend back yet? Beard. Return to the soup, please.
Return to the soup.
Return the soup.
Also,
While
Hydrate.
Slayer is prestidigitating me, I'm going to lean over to him for a second. I'm going to say, I'm kind of glad that we are not going to be teleporting anywhere again soon. Because, like, Dimension Door is fine. That's just 500 feet at most. But this is just a lot. A lot on my stomach.
Yeah, it'll be nice to hit the road. Probably get to take my brain off for a little while.
Do you have a friend named Jack to hit the road with?
What's that?
Do you have a friend named Jack to hit the road with?
No, his name was Jimothy.
That's fair.
but as y'all have that moment together, Luca, Kaylee actually kind of tugs at your hand for a moment and kind of pulls you aside in the direction of Gilmore's Glorious Goods, right over there.
Yeah, boss.
And walking with you a little ways away from everybody else. He does look like in this moment like she is like yesterday she was having fun, right? She was y'all were on an adventure, doing a heist. Now she actually looks a little bit stressed. And she says, "No, I am heading into a touch of danger. Danger that I, it's with people that know me, know who I am. So know who I am. There we go. Find Kylie's voice
there you
for
go.
a goddamn
You've
second.
been dying for a minute now.
I've been dying for a minute. It's true, but and they know I got this. She taps Smith Carver. And I, for one, don't want to be caught with me pants down, having something powerful as this, betraying who I am. You got a nice sword there.
That I do. I do. We put a lot of work into it.
You want to trade for a bit?
Yes.
Do it.
Do
it.
it's very rare that you ask me for a favor, so of course. But just remember that my sword is noticeable as well.
It's a different sword noticeable though, and
for sure.
Particularly it's the kind of note. I still need something rich looking. Just
It's definitely that.
just Myth Carver stands out like a stab wound. So
Those normally dig in, don't really stand out.
Well, yes, the lighthouse longsword is definitely something that it does shout opulence. But yes, I would be willing to trade for a time in order to help you succeed on what you're trying to accomplish.
now just keep in mind when you focus in and inspire somebody.
You're back to the other accent.
Yeah, that happens.
That does happen.
Keep in mind that when you focus in on someone, and I keep fucking falling into it. It's bad. When you fall back, when you go focusing on people, and you do your you inspire them, you can do a touch more with that while you're wielding her. And her abilities reset from wielder to wielder. It remembers. It remembers Dad. It remembers me. So she'll be not quite as fast, not quite as hard at first, but do great enough works with her, and she'll grow with you too, kid.
All right.
You etch your own myth into her, and she'll remember you.
All right. And Luca will unclip his sword from his belt and offer it over Kaylee.
She'll do very much the same.
Okay.
Go ahead and equip the dormant version of Myth Carver.
Yay!
I will remove the lighthouse longsword. That base.
So how many times do I gotta beat Grog for him to give me the...
Delete. Okay.
And I have equipped the lighthouse longsword on Kaylee. And taken off the Myth Carver.
Ooh.
That was some genuine excitement there, Teddy.
And
I've seen what this thing can do. This is gonna be cool.
Miss Carver's pretty fucking sick.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm not doubting that. I just liked how Teddy phrased his enthusiasm. That's all. I just really liked how he phrased his enthusiasm.
Question.
And also with all the work that Eredrin put into the lighthouse longsword, Eredrin gets the satisfaction of knowing that Kaylee Shorthalt is carrying it.
Yeah.
Except that he's not with us.
I am, and you know what? I am going to tease him by withholding that information.
Oh wow.
But telling Eredrin, I know someone famous as your sword.
The funny thing is, in its dormant state, apart from the bardic inspiration ability, it's actually weaker at the moment than my lighthouse longsword, so it's gonna need some time to grow.
It's a little give and take. It's a little give and take.
I'm fine with that. It's definitely
I know.
hell of a thing.
If he sent that message to Kara, you'll hear that Storm's Light. Or,
And
Storm's Light.
thankfully,
Lighthouse Sword. Anything I made for Knock? How is Knock? That's
Not
my
telling
sword sitting on the wall, so it ain't my sword. But
Oh, and Mythcarver requires attunement, of course. This is getting more and more difficult for me to keep attunements.
Isn't it?
Barb's myths.
if you want to give something up,
I do have to give something up there, but it's okay. I'll get to it.
Hey, who did we borrow that ring from, by the way? Of Dwarven kind? Was it Kaylee?
No, it was from the head of a it was a bar owner named I got it right here.
it was in Whitestone that we met the bartender.
It was. I know which barkeeper it was.
It was the captain, but I had a note right here
Yes,
that was like
It was the captain.
I literally had a sticky note right here. Okay, emerald ring from the captain. Redmond
Yep.
back.
That's the one. And
I literally have a sticky note
Specifically
pinned to my
Redmond
monitor.
if you're nasty. So, you know.
but
Yeah, Redmond if
as-
you're nasty.
Yeah, Redmond if you're nasty.
But
But
I didn't get the thing done that he wanted, so I can return the ring, but I didn't get the thing done yet. So
that's your
What was
choice.
the you wanted done?
no, I'm gonna return it to him because he's a grinner and he gave it to me on good faith, and so I'm gonna return it to him and let him know I was unable to get the additional information he was looking for. But that way, at least I'm keeping.
I mean, you can also let them know that we're headed back there again.
Oh shoot, I'm sorry, my bad. If we're headed back there again, then I'll stop in and let him know we're going back again, and I'll try again.
Nice.
Because he wanted information on. Now I'm not remembering what he wanted information on.
It's almost like you're gonna have to go back and watch some of our VODs on YouTube.
Oh gosh.
Or right here on Twitch. I think that one might still be on Twitch.
So that's when,
But-
that's when you go like that's when you go, man, how can I ever go back and get that information? Is there like a way for us to go back into our catalogs?
And it's so amazing because that's
This
the same for
episode's
any of the
sponsored by
listeners.
us.
The listener,
Like every
if
episode.
a listener doesn't know what's going on, it's almost like you could go back and watch.
Oh my god.
We have
But-
given you
Catalog this entire
countless hours of content.
AKA check out our previous videos on YouTube.
Oh my
Everybody.
gosh, how many hours of content do we have? Ro, get on it.
So much. But
Okay, so on YouTube.
hey, come on, Brent, take it down. Take
No, we-
it
we-
back.
I can already see the rabbit hole.
So, Kaylee, walking back with a different longsword on her hip, walks up to Knock and, well, Knock, hate to put it this way, but still burning daylight, and well, I drop you off in Zadash on my way.
Yes.
And she just kind of like climbs up the roots a little bit, getting close to the tree, waiting for you to finish whatever other business you might have with these people.
Akira is going to definitely run towards Knock and give him the biggest hug and say, I'm gonna miss you.
Uh,
This isn't goodbye, but this is see you later. I will be back at some point, I imagine, but for now,
You better be.
I've got more training to do with you and inside.
And don't think just because you're faster now that you'll be faster than me tomorrow.
Luca is going to approach Knock as well. All right, so be careful out there. Very careful. And, perhaps. And Luca is going to slide off a ring that you handed him not so long ago
Oh.
and offer it back to you.
You don't sound so excited about that. Oh.
I can remember you without a trinket. But in the sort of thing that you're about to steep yourself into, you might need the benefits that this ring provides. You know as well as I do that it tells you when people are lying, and you're going to need that, because if you're out there in Zadash all alone, you're going to need all the help you can get.
He'll gladly take it from me. He's like, previously when I gave this back, I just didn't want it to be something to get lost if I would be pinched, which I was about to be. And I didn't want to have the risk of losing it. I knew it'd be safer in your hands, but now that I'm not in the condition I was, and now that I'm off to do, I guess, more under the radar things, it might, yes, be much more my benefit to have this back. Also,
Definitely.
I guess you could say I didn't feel worthy of wearing the ring of a grinner at the time.
You may be one of the most successful grinners that ever lived, and your story's not done yet.
Ooh.
What do you mean the most successful grinner?
I heard your wish, Nock. I know what it did.
Ah.
Ooh.
Well,
Destabilize the whole thing.
I knew they needed to be stopped, and I knew that that was one of the only ways I could think to do it permanently. But for the time being, I need to keep an eye on them, make sure nothing else happens, because as we know, someone decided to make a copy of himself, and I will need to be on the lookout for him as well.
Of course, and being able to see through disguise or lie could help you a lot.
Would be very beneficial, actually. Yeah. With that, he'll actually. I don't know. Do I need to roll for this, or can I just have a cool moment where I just flick the ring up and I catch it on my hand, catch it on my finger?
Absolutely.
Out of Lords of the Ring.
Rule
Yeah.
cool.
Just flick it up and then catch it on my finger and just go. Just finalize it. Thank you, friend. For many things, but for just most of all being there for me. And he says, I feel very bad to.
I could not hear you.
Sorry. He says, I'm very, very saddened to see that Eridan isn't here to see this, or to say goodbye, or even Brandor or Blackbird. But I still love you three at least. So.
If you ever need Eridan, you can find him back in Grimgalier.
No, he's in Upper Duke.
No, I thought he's in Upper Duke. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he's in Upper Duke with Weimar.
You can find him in Upper Duke.
He's with Weimar?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well,
He wanted a shot at a little bit of normal life, and I can't say I blame him.
So, we're talking about the brother of Akira has settled
Yes. For now.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see how long that lasts.
Yeah, someone made that hoe a housewife.
You will get an audible laugh. No.
Honestly, my audio completely cut out as soon as you said, if you ever need air.
Oh,
then let it remain a mystery.
Yeah, you were up to thing.
Well, you know that if you need any weapons or equipment made, that you can always approach them, and you're very good at getting around unnoticed. So.
And if you see them before I get any word to them, could you pass on my best regards and my love to Brandor and Blackbird as well?
Naturally. But I imagine that you'll get to do that yourself eventually.
Well, I best
Think
not.
positive, Nock.
And he kind of takes a deep breath and he looks at you. He's like, it seems easier nowadays, quite frankly. I do feel it's a bit of weight lifted from my shoulders.
It's almost like a sudden realization that mountains can in fact be moved when you need them to.
Nice.
He'll extend his arm out for like the clasp shake. And
Oh, of course, naturally. But Luca's going to pull that into a hug. Yeah.
Yeah. He's gonna do the same thing.
And if you ever need us, do not hesitate to reach out. We might just be in the neighborhood.
And he'll just do the same with like he'll go over to Akira again and just give another hug and say, "I'll be back to train with you as soon as possible, but just keep me in your thoughts, and I'll be there."
Oh, always. And what Luca said, you need us, you call. Do not hesitate. And please, if you need Eridrin, I know he'll answer. You be safe.
And as far as the new guy goes,
Akira's gonna eye roll so hard it's audible.
he seems immature. Seems to be the too weak of a word, but and like he's actually saying this where Asher could probably hear it. Like he's not trying to hide it. He's just speaking, and he's just kind of like he seems to be in a place where he's a bit immature, at least as far as I can tell. Perhaps he just needs some guidance. And he kind of just touches the bridge of his nose, just kind of like get a little look at him, and says, "See you, friend." And then he will walk on over to Slayer as well. Yeah, Dumrin, and just say like, "We will at one point be Slayer and the Monks, some point soon, but I appreciate everything you've done for me, but most importantly, I appreciate you being a candidate for me, and being I guess more of a someone who's outspoken on my behalf, someone who makes sure my voice doesn't get drowned out, my wants, my desires." When everyone was trying to find a way to make things go a different way, you were listening to me, and not to say this. And he looks at the rest of it. He's like, they weren't doing anything wrong. It was just that you could tell I had my mind set on certain things, and you made sure that. Yeah, you made sure that was me, being able to have my voice heard. And I appreciate that.
Of course. You were doing what you felt was right, and I will always support my friends in what they feel is wrong.
Don't you mean?
But as I've said before, and he'll put a heavy hand on your shoulder and kind of hold it tightly. It's like I've said before, act with honor, and honor will guard you.
Life before death.
Life before death, brother.
He'll give him a big old.
He does say this actually in Goliath, that last bit.
Oh, in Giant? Or wait, is Giant and Goliath two different languages or what?
Yeah, Giant.
Okay. I wanted to make sure there wasn't a specific dialect of Giant that I didn't understand. He will respond. He'll repeat it back to you in Giant as well, just to make sure that it's said properly. It's a little wonky, but he's still getting there.
Yeah.
Akira definitely their ears perk up when they hear Slayer speak Giant.
And then I'll give as much of a hug as I possibly can, like with a clasping hug with Slayer, because quite a bit size difference, but he'll still try and hug.
He'll actually pick you up by the forearm into a hug.
Just.
Yep.
Just rip your arm off. It's fine.
Yeah, it's not cool.
It gets better.
Cool. I didn't need that in its socket. That's fine.
No, like forearm and shoulder. I know. 2 points of contact.
But with that, he'll just kind of go like, I best not keep Miss Kaylee waiting. And so he turns around and he sees her. He says like, I think I'm ready to go.
All right. Well, just passing through. See you when I see you. Kid, don't hesitate to ask. You know if I can help, I'll be there.
I appreciate that.
And to that meeting, before you both go, actually, some Timothy. And he pulls out
Oh,
some
gosh.
Not a fucking chance, mate.
Well, no,
I
you
got-
have to.
I got shit to do.
Yeah, Knock is just kind of like, what the hell, might as well. And so
Pour me
God's
one.
sake.
I'll take one as well.
that's a 7.
This early?
That's a drunk motherfucker.
Luke is gonna take one too.
You gotta do
Excellent.
Akira
I mean,
is surprised, but is not impeding Luca. But they're surprised that Luca drinking this early.
it's just one
Good.
shot for friends who are leaving.
It's early for your day. It's the afternoon.
Yeah.
Well, I guess y'all went back a time zone or two, so like it's noon.
I got a 10. That's not terrible, but it doesn't pass.
Yeah, no.
Not that I really want it to pass. In an hour or two, I'll be fine.
Right.
But Slayer passing his will just sort of chuckle and just slap you both on the shoulder with a lay on hands to get rid of that drunkenness.
Thank you.
Comes with a zap, but
Yeah. Ooh. One way to wake your ass up. Goddamn.
It's like it's like a double 9-volt type of shock, Justice? Like, would you just say that's how it feels, or something like a short tase?
I'd say like a double licking a 9-volt, you know?
Cool. So
Alright.
so enough to feel, but not enough to hurt.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, makes sense. Okay, I dig it.
Dude.
Hashtag
Definitely enough to tense the muscles, you know?
not actual advice. Please talk to your medical provider before you lick a 9-volt battery.
Please do.
Yes.
Please.
Yeah.
Please do.
Yeah.
That's how you test them.
Man, that reminds me of an incredibly dirty joke that I'll save for meet at
save
the
that for
end.
me at the end, Friday.
I know the exact one you're talking about too.
Yep. Oh yeah, I'm sure you do.
But as you walk up to Kaylee, she draws Luca's blade a little bit heavier on the hand than Myth Carver is, but still strong enough, and does that quick short halt S towards the tree, not into the tree, but towards the tree, and the tree kind of opens with that S, and she will just turn, sheath the sword, bow, and step back, kind of this fluid motion of dismissing herself.
Out of precaution more than anything else, and more just kind of like just not sure, like he's not used to being himself. So what's gonna happen is before he enters this this passageway, he'll look at the group and he'll just shift into Saoirse and just be like, "I'll see you on the other side, deities. Don't be strangers." And then I will just walk through.
All right.
Today.
Watching the face shift, the hair grow, the dress or the robe shift to dress.
Yeah.
Knock once again out in the wind. At least you know where he's headed at the moment.
Yeah, no, this is a much better parting than last time.
At least he's healthy this
Yes.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel more secure about his future.
And then, like, Asher, as he walks away, Asher will lean over to Nyack and she's like, "I can't believe he would blatantly call you immature like that in front of everybody."
Just going to wrap one of my wings around him and say, "I can't believe it either, buddy." Like in a very condescending way, but
I can't believe it either.
And like
Dude,
the thing is,
Tim
Asher's
Slayer
not
will just
dumb,
turn
but like, he
around.
has his moments. Like
Tim Slayer will just turn around and be like, "Actually, no, that's pretty par for the course for Nock. Look, if you just seen him as an old man, you'd agree."
we did.
So many
As an old
rappers.
man.
So many rappers.
Oh yeah, actually, like Akira will stop for a second, and you'll see a little bit of PTSD come over.
you're sprinkling in your dreams.
You're going to be all right, love. Do you need a hug?
Oh man.
I need a hug and no one to eat candy for like a couple months.
I'm currently unwrapping a piece of candy.
I was just gonna say, like, as players, like, unwrapping.
You know, homebrew a magic item called the Bag of Originals, and it's just
and everything in Akira's sight goes red, and the it starts playing as they look at both of you.
It's about to be Kill Bill up in this bit. It's fine.
Oh,
But as y'all are getting yourselves together, you actually see in her day clothes at this time of year. The cloak on, kind of light fur coat underneath it, buttoned down, nice boots, but the white braid definitely betraying her, and the scarred face smiling. Pike walking up the road from the southern part of town, not from the Slayer's Cake, as it is midday, but midday for her at least. And she comes walking out. Oh, hi! Kaylee said y'all were going to be here. Darn, I guess I just missed her.
Literal seconds.
Yep.
Just
Yep.
barely missed.
They just left.
She was heading out towards the dash.
And then somewhere else from there.
Oh,
yeah, she got real like cagey at the end there.
well, she has reasons to be cagey.
No, I imagine. Yeah.
But y'all were quick to come back. Everything okay?
Everything's great, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, things went rather well.
As far
good.
as the nature of our visit, yeah, that actually went pretty smooth.
Nock has his nicer ass back.
Okay.
And we still have the gem for the other purpose it is to be used for.
That was going to be my next question, so I appreciate that a lot.
So,
Okay.
did you want to do that here, or
That's the kind of thing we do in private. Mostly just because most people aren't super comfortable with the chanting of, calling on resurrection magic. It does tend to put people off.
Yeah, I would imagine so. I don't suppose you have like any way to contact Timothy before we do this?
Do you have his body?
No, I do not.
Then it might be a little bit difficult.
By a little bit, do you mean like a lot of bit in actuality, or?
I don't particularly know how to just pick people from the other side of the veil of the divine gate. I don't know how to. I don't know how to just pick people at specific. Like I can talk to celestial people and things on the other side, but just regular souls. That's not really my deal. There's a lady.
Cause like,
So were you saying you got friends on the other side?
I do have friends on the other side for sure.
I mean, so do I. Right? I mean, I'm sure a few of us do. We've all had friends that have died.
It's a little party trick around here. Just a little ambiance.
He's making reference of a song, but also like I've met Pelor, so
That's actually very impressive.
not to pull any sort of rank or anything, but I'm just saying.
If I didn't know who you were, I probably wouldn't believe you. But
that's fair. That's fair. But yes. So there is, whereas one of my multitude of hats I wear is running the Chapel of the Everlight here in Whitestone. There's a Kenku folk that runs the Matron of Ravens temple here. Her name is Maedry. And Maedry. Maedrey. And she has much deeper connections with the souls on the other side. She might be able to help you in the talking to of Jimothy, but it's not exactly one of my specialities.
Right. I was just curious about it because, like, I wanted to make sure that Timothy wanted to come back.
Oh yes, no, that's very important, and I deeply suggest that, because that's the kind of thing that is very important when somebody is trying to call somebody back. So,
because like I'd rather not like waste the resources if he doesn't want to come back. You know, like, I understand that his father might be upset by that, but hopefully he understands.
For sure.
It's just I'd like to have my bestest buddy back.
That's totally fair. I understand the sentiment more than I can tell you. But
where is this? Where's the Matron of Ravens temple?
So the Greyfield is over on the east side of town, up yonder way, and you see her kind of pointing towards the east. There's a little bit of hill and forest area that looks like it's within the walls.
Right.
Or rather just outside of the walls.
Okay.
And there's a path kind of leading up the hill to a rooftop that looks like it has birds on it, but the birds are in different poses, like one like frozen in takeoff, another one just like wings out, a few just kind of like they're just sitting there. And so you're pretty sure they're statues, like little raven statues.
Yeah.
And that looks to be kind of like a mausoleum or something of that sort there at the top of the hill. And this up there is the gray field, and it's the cemetery. I can tell you is in good repair. It is kept well by Lady Madry, and if you want, if anybody wants to join me, I can. You can follow me to the Hearth of the Everlight, down in the Common Ward, on the south side of town. I ran here from there trying to catch that squirrely girl, but if any of you would like to join me for the ritual to imbue the gem down there, you're welcome to join me. But Madry's over that way, or whatever else you have going on today, you can. I'm not your mom.
I actually
Thankfully,
need
so.
to step away for just a bit. I'll catch up with you guys in just a little while.
Very well. Yeah, if anybody else has anything they need to do, feel free. I'm gonna be talking to my dead friend. So, maybe even. I don't know. But that's rather, solemn and somber. So, feel free to tag along or not. But that's what I'm doing.
Okay. I will just stroll around with Luca.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that's really a place for me to be. So
read you on the little date.
I would love to go on a little date. And Akira changes into the dress.
Tug.
All nice and fancy again.
Fancy extends out from you.
We'll find a nice restaurant to go to.
And y'all,
depending on how much time, a show to watch or something.
y'all saunter off. You will end up finding that there are theaters to go to. This place is a town of arts of all sorts.
Asher will ask Slayer and be like, just out of curiosity, does this go towards my my debt if I go, or like what does this go? How does this count?
He's keeping score.
Slayer will actually cross his arms and put his like hand on his chin,
I can so see it.
And like kind of like look up and look like he's doing some mental math, right? For like a solid 30 seconds.
I started to say, is it too long? Is it too much of a processing time? I'm like, oh no, he's stuck. Okay.
No, it's like for like a solid 30
seconds. Smartest
person
in the party, so.
Right. And oh man, I don't know.
Because like, I mean, if it's something that like you can chip away at the debt, then you know what, that's cool. I might go. If it's something that is not going to, I'm probably gonna go get like absolutely hammered.
You know what? I think you're safe to go get hammered, but we all back in Watchstone, so be smart about it now.
Yeah, no, I'm not going back to Kraken's place at all. No. That being said, there are several haunts I have not hit up in this town as of yet. See how it goes. I heard there's a good halfling bar somewhere around here.
Yeah. Well, good night and good luck.
Good night and good luck.
Like, I don't know if you've ever been to a halfling bar before. They have like some of the most stout drinks. Those things, those things are like they don't those drinks don't play around. Like it's
They're stout, are they? They'll come in half glass.
Can confirm.
yeah. Just saying, like the and like forgetting there's a gnome in my presence. I'm just like, actually, are there any good like gnome places around here? Because I know there's some gyms that I've had.
Well, that's the thing is it's not like there are bars owned by gnomes, bars owned by halflings, but like they're not
Yeah, but I'm talking about
you don't have to show your gnome-ness to get in.
I mean, I would hope not, because I don't have any. So like
Indeed. But yeah, if you're looking for a place run by a gnome, I mean, you'll actually a little ways up the road from the heart of the Everlight is a lovely little place in the Common Word called the Roaming Gnome. It's a nice little dive. Cheap drinks. Good enough food to offset the drinks.
Fair enough. Okay. Yeah. So he'll take a note of that. He's like, I'll probably go check that out tonight. But I appreciate the tip.
Yeah. Cheers. No worries.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, with that, he will, and just to be above table, 100%. Asher's going on the prowl tonight. It is just it's just straight up happening.
That is a thing that is wont to happen from time to time.
Yeah, by the way, I move my hips. I'm a ladies' man.
Yeah, I was trying really hard to resist saying Asher's probably like, you're a lovely little dive.
Oh.
All I hear is a Saturday Night Fever now as Asher walks away.
Yeah,
But-
what's happening in Asher's head is "Hungry Like the Wolf" is playing. I'm on a hunt, I'm after you.
Now, there's a very famous wolf about this town, indeed. But that is Akira, Luca, Asher heading off, Nyack heading off, Valineth. You do anything in particular?
Valineth stuff.
With everybody seeming like they're off doing their own things and whatnot.
Oh, we just.
I mean, Slayer's not specifically doing his own thing. He's just, yeah.
We
Well, I
split
mean,
the party just
It's
now.
his
I just
own
now
thing.
realized.
We've all got things that we're wanting to take care of and go and do, and feel that it'd be better to leave you alone to do your thing. But probably just find my way to an inn or something to get a room set up and continue working on my potions.
Continuing your meth lab, yeah.
Yeah.
So
on your meth.
Oh, Val, I meant to.
Alchemy.
tomato potato, okay. But
Val, I meant to speak with you, actually.
God bless this meth.
I understand that it's alchemath. It's good.
okay, Sean. Okay, you take that. You made me laugh hard enough. I started to cough. Well done.
You're welcome.
Bless this meth.
God bless this meth.
God bless this meth.
Oh man.
I love it.
So
A Floridian prayer.
go ahead and roll your last two brewing checks for your alchemy checks for the day.
So just the two, because there was
Yeah,
five.
you did the one.
Yeah, I know, but
You
there
did
was
the one earlier.
Yeah. Okay. Well, because I had been given 5 components for the greater
you've been
ones,
given 5.
3 for the poison, but 5 for the healing.
Yes. I do. 3 is a nice odd number. It's the smallest odd number that seems fair.
I hear you. So do I only have time
Last
for like
one
a
was
couple of them, or?
Well, this is to kind of do the 1 day, the 1 day of work.
Gotcha. Okay.
I kind of summarize things in days and weeks. Didn't need the no.
Yeah.
I would say yeah. You already had 7. Yeah, you had a 17 for your third roll, so it's fine. But yeah, you get the brew started pretty well. You are able to get here. Let me roll a die real fast. You are able to get 2 of them started. Going for that D4 plus 1. And so you're able to get 2 of them started well enough that they're basically in brew, kind of that same. You have a week.
Gotcha.
Where they will be, if you drink them early, they will only work as regular healing pots.
Gotcha.
If you let them brew the rest of the way, they will function as greater healing pots.
Gotcha.
Slayer, did you dare to pass off the gem to Pike so that she could go do the thing while you go do the other thing?
I love how you phrase it as "Did you dare?"
Not because, like I said, because he also gave me like the resources, like for that spell as well, right?
Yeah, he was expecting one of those 2 gems back and the other one fully charged.
Right. So no, I wouldn't have, because I want to make sure that like it's like worth his money.
Right.
You know,
okay.
because I want to make sure that Jimothy wants to come back, and that Jimothy's not just going to be like, oh, I'm miserable now because I'm back on the mortal plane. I was in heaven. You know, I was getting friggin' grapes fed to me by the mouth. The yada yada. You know.
Right. As one is anyone can hope for in their afterlife.
I had a great server. Why would you take me away from that?
How Elysian.
I wonder what that looks like. Does it look like the person getting like wrenched? Like, do the servants know what's happening? Like, all that jazz.
Not another one. No. But so
half digested grape just falls onto the chair.
Right. Half masticated grape. But as you
that's gross.
You're welcome.
That's the proper term.
Hey, don't.
You're welcome.
Don't ejaculate while you masticate because things get messy.
No, it was just it's just
you know, we are rated for that kind of talk on Twitch, but it's starting to make me uncomfortable.
Excuse me, I didn't say anything inappropriate right there.
You didn't say anything inappropriate. I
am while you're talking.
Fair enough.
I just found the presence of the half-chewed grape disgusting. Not the word, but the grape itself. The rest of it, I know the word. That's fine.
Yeah, we're all right. We're all right.
Yeah,
but
we're all adults here, and like we totally don't laugh at things like that. I totally did not have to stifle a laugh whenever Kaylee Shorthalt said duties earlier. I
You're welcome.
Have to stop myself from laughing.
Slayer heading up the hill. You notice Pike does actually follow you, mostly so she can see for herself what's what there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very much that kind of and she's basically just asking very trivial things about who you are and where you came from and all of that, just kindly keeping company. Anything in particular you want to ask her on the way, or?
No, I think he's kind of just like stoically silent for the most part, and like giving semi like stiff answers, more like deflectory stiff answers. If she's asking about like, oh, like where'd you grow up, What was that like?
Oh yeah. And
I mean,
about
he'll
the
give
time,
him that he was he's from the Grang Wilds in the north of Wildmount. But
and getting to the wall's edge just before the incline up towards the cemetery, she does actually kind of tighten up for a moment and silently walk with you up the hill. And as you're hitting the gates up here, the Greyfield doesn't exactly it's not a high security place. The walls are shorter than you. Taller than her, but shorter than you.
right.
And it's just wrought iron, just see-through spacing, and just the Greyfield across the top of the entryway that is in fact tall enough for you, if only by about 1.5 feet. It's still tall enough for you.
That's
and
good.
And it's well kept. And as you reach the edge of the just starting to go through the gate, Pike kind of grabs your hand and tries to get your attention.
Yeah.
I've had opportunity to talk to people on the other side before. Just you're gonna want to know a lot, and you're not gonna have a lot of time. It's only about a minute, if it even works. And you've only got maybe 5 questions, and the answers that come back will be short. Just the nature of communication across the Divine Gate. So just have in mind what you need to ask, what you want to ask, and just don't let your emotions get the best of you. I have before.
Right. Yeah. No, he sort of just like looks off and up for a moment, and just like, I mean, you're right. There are a lot of things I'd like to ask him, but I know there's only really one question that matters.
No, your other questions matter too. Don't forget that. That's part of what I mean. You regret a lot of things that you don't say. I know that one for a fact, should we say.
Right. No, yeah, I mean, I suppose if he's good where he's at, maybe I'd like to know about where he's at. Like, if it's nice.
I don't know how much Scanlan left in the show, but the legends, sometimes they don't. I've died before. You know,
Me too.
It wasn't just fast. You know, the first little bit you don't fully know what's going on, but I was dead long enough to see the other side. And even with the Everlight, even as lovely as her shores are, some things are worth coming back to.
Yeah, but I mean,
Not
you
everything.
also had something left to do.
Oh, everybody has something left to do, buddy.
Well, I guess I know that, don't I?
And she'll just kind of squeeze your hand one more time, and
We'll give it a very soft squeeze back.
yes, as strong as you've heard Pike Trickfoot to be, her hands ungloved, and not all armored up crazy. It is a fairly gentle hand squeeze.
Yeah.
But walking up and walking in, you hear her kind of amplify her voice on the approach. Lady Majorie? Sorry. Lady Ashling? Majorie! And you hear a kind of a jostle as if somebody had woken up.
This is an NPC. He is in control of this person, and they chose that moment. I love it.
It was the frustration. I just love the frustration.
It felt so genuine, and you're the one causing it. Like,
and there's a jostle of activity inside, where it sounds like somebody got woken up and suddenly startled. And you hear a voice that sounds like several voices at the same time.
oh,
I'm not going to use my voice changer for. I hear it's hard to understand, but it's several voices speaking in unison at once, saying the exact same words. Say, just a minute. We're getting ready for the evening. And it does sound like some things are being donned and like kind of weapons being strapped to oneself, and as the solid kind of stone door with iron embedded into it, you hear locks and latches kind of being undone from the door, and it opens with a squeak, and you see a woman in blackened half plate, standing tall, nice boots, a nice staff in her hand, a crystal around her neck, a dagger on her hip, and
Dagger.
as she stands there, kind of pulling a black cloak over the top of the armor, her raven-looking bird face kind of turns towards you, and there's a little bit of a hello, welcome, Lady Trickfoot. And you're not Grog Strongjaw. Who are you? Normally you come with Grog Strongjaw.
I am Doomerin, the Doomslayer.
Doomerin, the Doomslayer. Welcome. Are you requiring burial rites for anyone, or?
No, actually, I was told by Miss Trickfoot here that you might be able to assist me in, speaking to a dead friend.
Right. That is something we are able to help with. It is something that, if done correctly, one can reach across the plains. If done incorrectly, I will go mad for a time. I would ask that the lady perhaps be prepared. Are you able to, and Pike interrupts right away, I can cure you if the process addles your brain. And she'll look up towards Slayer and say, "You got 100 gold of diamonds on you?"
I believe I do. Is it okay that it is in dust form?
Yeah, totally. Actually, preferred. But yeah, just I wanted to make sure, just in case, because I don't travel with that all over me all the time, especially not when I'm just wandering around town. But yeah. So if I need it, I'll ask. Just making sure you had it handy.
Of course.
But yes, we are able to reach. We just require time. If you would like, come. And she steps out and pulls the doors closed, and just a single quick key latch, and walks with you out and around the building, and leading to like, if you didn't know any better, it would look like an outhouse.
Okay.
Where it's just a little building standing by itself, but kind of in the midst of all of this. But it has a little bit of a downward slope, and stairs into it, kind of a sharp downward stair slope. For you, Doomerin, it will be a bit of a squeeze. Nothing to athletics about, but it is less comfortable a walk for you to walk down into this undercroft chamber. Walking down, she flips a few keys over to another key, unlatching a gate at the bottom of those steps. And it is, in fact, not, this particular one isn't a large space. It's actually pretty small, all things considered. You have to stoop about a foot just to really fit in this space. But it's small in the same way that the Everlight Temple in Grimgalir was small. It's compact, but purposeful. The altar at the back of the chamber looks to be the term bird bath just feels wrong to use because of the context.
I wonder
but
why.
It's a bowl basin, not unlike a bird bath, but it is filled with a red liquid. As she comes down, she kind of prestidigitates snaps on several torches in the area, and you can see red liquid on the back of it. There looks like an effigy made with a raven skull that is kind of set there, polished. It looks very nice, very purposefully set at the edge of this basin. And it's about 3/4 full of this red liquid. And she, walking over to it, opens her feathered hand, and kind of the feathers on her hand look like they sprout and whoosh around her hand for a second, revealing a black leather-bound book. Looks like it has like ivory kind of stitching along the spine. And as it whooshes into her hand, she asks you to kneel next to the basin.
Slayer is, I believe, probably unfamiliar with the Raven Queen a bit, so it's all a bit odd to him. But he will definitely still follow the directions and kneel next to the basin, though, you know, in his head, he's definitely wondering what it could be.
Smelling, it does smell of iron. It doesn't look. It's opaque. And as you kneel there, and she kind of opens the book and holds it kind of over the other side of the basin a bit. She says, "For whom am I reaching out to?"
Jimothy Thunderbrand.
And she begins this slow chant of, "Jimothy Thunderbrand, we reach for thee. By the power of the matron, reach back for us." And starts cycling through that over and over, and like it, her multitude of voices starts to narrow down, and like each cycle of it, kind of a different voice, a different voice, a different voice, kind of focusing in. And kind of one by one, over the course of a minute, 5 minutes, 10-ish minutes, around the 10-ish minute mark, she pauses and will have to make a intelligence saving throw. Oh shit! All right.
Woohoo!
He very easily could have failed that. But as she focuses in, her eyes go from just this kind of white on black, eyes that a raven has, and just go pure white all the way corner to corner of the eye, and blaze over, and a very kind voice calls out, a single deep female voice. Doomarin of Barocraft. Face your fear and speak. And the free hand that she has brushes over the liquid and just kind of makes ripples through it. And the liquid starts to vibrate, not boil, not even break surface tension, but vibrate all the way through it, and then in the center of it, creeping up, it forms what looks like a small statuette of a dwarf. Young, handsome, well coiffed, just as you remember him.
That's really cool.
That's
really cool.
Slayer, Slayer will he'll sort of draw in a breath, of I guess awe, and then he'll sort of shake his head and he'll say, Jimothy, it's me, Doomarin. I have a very important question for you from myself and your father.
And the little statue kind of waves, smiles. You can tell there's a little bit of surprise.
We have the power to bring you back. Are you happy where you are, or would you like to come back to us?
And the liquid around the statue kind of ripples, and like almost like the liquid itself tenses and then vibrates. And both?
Okay.
Always helpful.
I mean, it's a valid answer.
It
right?
is. It is.
Yeah.
I made a new alcohol in your name. You need to come back and try it. Bet.
Well, in that case,
I like that idea.
right? In that case, hold tight, enjoy yourself a bit longer, and in a few weeks, I'll have a new drink for you to try. I look forward to our reunion, friend.
You can tell there's a deeply sincere, like he's looking around, and the mouth is moving, but you don't it's small and it's hard to see, but you can tell.
And I'm not observant.
Yeah, and you can tell he's excited, like he's looking around and then kind of that like thumbs up, and like he does a drinking motion, and just that like fuck yeah kind of jazzed hand, and he kind of starts looking around, and the minute of the spell kind of ends up passing by, and the statue, as slowly as it built, it drops very quickly. But again, the surface tension again of the liquid doesn't break. It just drops, and the vibrations stop entirely in the basin, and it goes smooth and placid again. And the vibrant, bright eyes of Lady Ashling's eyes dim, and the voices all return. Did we do it?
You did, and I'll sort of like get up as much as I can, still hunched, and stroll around the basin to her, and sort of like, obviously overcome with like an emotion in his own way. He sort of just like rushes to her in like a broad stepping fashion to give her like a deep hug.
Oh, we thank you, Doomerin the Slayer. The Doomslayer. Sorry. Jeremy.
That's right. Thank you, Lady Ashling. It's been a long time since I've spoken to him. And now I get to look forward to our reunion.
I am glad you are brought comfort. Not all find it when speaking to the matron or through her. I am grateful this has brought you peace. And
a little, at the least.
And Pike, kind of walking up from leaving you to your own thing, kind of walks up and, Maidry, thank you for risking it for again. We'll talk again, but you ever have time, you can come down the hill and sit in on a session at the hearth. And there's that little bit of a kind of a nod. Again, I fell into Kaylee instead of Pike. But boom. There it is. But yeah. So
Thank
Major,
you.
Major, if you want, if you have, I can't think of a more holy place to call on. As much as my power calls on the Everlight, really calling back a soul is on the matron's business. Would you mind if I... And she says, come find me on your way out. I will lock up. And she goes to step out. Step up and out of the space. I said, well, this is a private space, and well,
Jamal,
the
he'll
it's
put out the chest.
it's the closest that Percival ever got to acknowledging that a god had potential to help. He and I, we were face to face with several gods. I told you Pelor. We saw the Everlight. We met Ayun. He never seemed impressed. One of my friends, and she takes the gems from you and kind of starts into some of the ritual of it. One of my friends had devoted himself, not unlike you, I don't think, devoted himself to, in his case, the matron. And we ended up getting to meet her when she came to call in his debt for as much as we did. She comes for us all eventually, you know. And there is a time and a place. And if you go beyond that, the matron definitely takes offense. But I mean, in this case, I guess she let the doorway open, so I assume that maybe this is okay. And the diamond is glowing, and she's basically like gets most of the way through a glyph, and then almost like wills it into the gem, and gets most of the way through another glyph in the air and whips it into the gem. And the big diamond itself, it looks like it goes from itself, the tip of it, and then growing, almost like its material self is being drained and just becoming solid light.
Right.
As it keeps going and going.
Cool.
But warriors for gods, they don't promise too much to yours. I know that's weird coming from someone so devoted to theirs. But
well,
at least with the Everlight, she's made it clear that my devotion to her isn't all that I am. And I don't know that much about the Cordians or anything, but
I appreciate the sentiment, but I'm afraid you'll
You're a bit late on that warning. I don't remember exactly everything, but I do know that I do know that I've devoted my entire soul to Cord. So,
Don't be afraid
from
to.
what I know,
Yeah.
I've been marked for eternal conflict. Whatever that means.
That sounds miserable.
It seems so bad.
I am
glory.
I am even of the more militant wing of the Everlight. And I guess what I mean more is you can be devoted and still be someone else. Those two things aren't mutually exclusive. You, Doomerin, you don't have to be the Doom Slayer all the time. I put on my armor whenever it's time for me to be chosen of the Everlight. You don't have to be the chosen one all the time. You can just be Doomslayer sometimes, or you can just be Doomerin sometimes. You don't have to be the Doomslayer all the time.
That's fair. And, I suppose I don't always slay Doom. I do like to make things. Just so happens I like to make things that generally help me slay Doom.
That I suppose that makes an amount of sense. So just
I get the heart of what you're trying to say. I really do. I play the fool often lately, but it is to hide a lot of things.
I couldn't help but overhear. She said, "Face your fears." What?
What does a man like me fear?
Well, she said it right before you looked at your friend.
Well, I'm not quite sure of the significance of that. But there is a part of me that fears, well, me. What I used to be.
What did you used to be?
I used to be a slayer. An indiscriminate slayer. I was part of a bigger tribe of my kin, other Goliaths up in the Grand Wilds. There's a few others with us, mostly orcs, half giants. But we ravaged the northern parts of the Grand Wilds for a long time. And well, one of the raids took a turn. Well, I was abandoned. It's the short of it. By my tribe, my mother. I found my way to Barovka. Found a new family. Part of me fears that I could still be what I once was. That's why I devote myself so much to Cord. His principles, the oaths I've made to him, they've helped me keep the momentum of being who I am now. The Doomslayer.
I got to face my god. Maybe you can find wisdom in yours too. And she, going on and back and forth a bit, reaching kind of the end of it. She, last bit of the glyph work, she lets the diamond go and it hesitates in the air before fully dissolving, the light just bristling away into flecks and sinking into the spell gem.
The other
diamond.
Excuse me.
And as it's settling in, she just but the wisdom that I got from mine was that no matter who I am, I get to decide that. And she would be there for me. And that the friends that became my family, that they would be there for me. Part of the reason that I know Lady Aisling so well is he lets me occasionally reach out to my friend on the other side and chat with him. It's better than praying and hoping he's listening. And it's short, just a minute here or there. But it's just that moment of touching what's real. And as much as there is to find in glory and battle fades. Glory can be talked about. It can last a while. You can hope. And she kind of, you can tell her eyes, look in the general direction of where the clock tower is.
Oh.
But at the end of things, love is real. The love you have for not even just your friends, but for yourself. You have to be comfortable in your own skin. And you have to be around you more than you have to be around anyone else. So make sure you're right with you. And she hands the gem back. Everything else will figure itself out.
Wise words. Wise words indeed.
Well, let's get you out of this tiny gnome hole and...
Yeah, I'm starting to get a kink in my neck, I think.
Yeah, come on. And she'll lead you back up the stairs and...
I'm sure a gnome hole's somebody's kink.
Probably.
We found our way back.
I think it's Asher's.
But we do have to remember that list for Asher is just the word yes.
Yeah, that's a real short list. It's 3 letters.
Why do you spell it vertically? I don't get it.
Indeed. But
What? So Asher, what is your kink? Consent. That's pretty much it.
Consent is sexy, just saying.
It is.
Damn right.
Amen.
He says loud enough, oh damn, she left for taking kids places.
Oh,
I can't say it loud enough for her to hear unless she's watching. Hi, sweetie. But she's probably not.
No, probably.
But as the day wears on, this day, those of you out working on some things, you're able to work on some things. Those of you out to relax, have some dates.
Those who want to work on things.
Those who want to work on things.
I mean, we're just having lunch. We're just having lunch and a show. It's it's like it's just like nice little afternoon.
In your own words, a perfect New York afternoon.
Yeah, perfect New York afternoon.
In going back and watching our episodes, I start noticing patterns, and that's one I heard you say it like 4 times in 3 episodes.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just like, yeah. So good. But Nyack, you were also going to reach out.
Yes. The thing I was talking about was something that I sent the other day.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And I was wondering if there was a response to that.
There has not been a response sent yet.
Okay. So I'm posting up somewhere. I'm going to write another letter. And then above table, I'm wondering if I have any contacts here in Whitestone.
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Gladly.
While walking out of the gnome hole with Pike, I casually mentioned how the last time I heard from Cord, he told me to go kill a dragon.
Oh, that's You know, I wish I could say that's not as hard as it sounds, but yeah, no, it's really a lot of the legends are true. Be careful. What kind?
A green one.
Oh yeah, no. Make sure you have make sure you have some things to counteract poisons.
Yeah, druid friends making lots of potions for that.
Some of them are magical. Some of them have like really cool stuff in their hoards. You gotta be careful if they know how to use some of the really cool stuff in their hoards. It can be a bad time. So just be careful.
Yeah, I caught a vision of it. It's like wearing I think it's wearing a belt with like cord symbol on it around its neck.
Oh
So,
no. That sounds horrifying.
It sounds like a challenge for sure.
Have a great time.
Yeah. Yeah, be careful with that. Be careful with that for sure.
Oh yeah, we're taking lots of time to prep for that,
but yeah. So
anyway, that's it.
Yeah, if y'all are still in town, you know, just feel free to stop in at the hearth from time to time. I'll be there, or I'll be somewhere.
Sounds good.
Good luck.
Good day.
Good day.
It didn't cast over, but 10 on my roll.
I was kind of waiting for it to show up. With a 10, you check some of the familiar drop points. Kind of wandering around the town, and there's no, like, basically places where emergency weapons are hid are still undisturbed from the last time you made the rounds. No messages are hiding under any of the rocks or in any of the tree nooks or wall, obscured wall holes. Wall crannies, if you will.
Wall crannies.
I thought they were nooks.
This can only get worse.
There were nooks, and I was like, "What about the crannies?" Like, yeah.
I just wanted to make sure I understood that was what was said at that moment, because I
indeed.
A wall cranny.
That's all. That's all I want to know, is that I heard that correctly.
Yeah, those were definitely words that came out of mouths. Yeah. Those are definitely words that came out of mouths. But
thank you.
Thank you, and I'm sorry. No, but checking around, it looks as if nobody is currently about, at least here.
All right, then with that, I'm gonna just prop up somewhere and write a letter.
I will look forward to the letter.
Okay, I have it written if you want me to read it.
Oh,
I can just send it.
Oh yeah, you can read it if you like. If it was secret, I would say if it was secret, I didn't want to totally, put it out there.
Yeah, I kind of assumed you were going to keep that to your chest. I wasn't sure.
Okay.
I'll read part of it. Just kind of, it's a message to my uncle about father's business, all that jazz. But dear Uncle Ludi, hey, just writing you again. Come to turn out, there are quite a few religions out here in Tal'Dorei. Met some Cordites out here, super cool. Found out that I'm going to spend some time here for a little bit to handle some of my father's business. In fact, being drug around Tal'Dorei yet again. And I will cut off there.
Indeed.
And I'll DM you the rest of it, of course.
Yes, sir, of course. And as you pen it out, hey, thanks for community subs, guys. Got us up to 25. Creeping ever closer to that 40. What are we gonna do for 40? But actually just got reminded that I need to do a dice giveaway. We stopped doing the meet at the ends on Friday, so I haven't done the dice thing. We're gonna have to do the dice thing again.
Oh, and
because I promised 9 weeks ago.
And finishing up, I did say I needed to speak with Val, so I'm going to find him somewhere and just
the smell of cooking potion, at least in this case, is actually particularly nice. It is not difficult to find because one does need a vented air for it to not just choke you out. Not unlike cooking. Never mind.
So you gonna
and we're back to the Alchemath again.
Yay!
back to the Alchemath.
God bless this man.
I was muted when I said this earlier, but oh damn it, and now it's gone, so never mind. Shit.
I was muted and now I forgot.
Yep.
Heard, chef. No worries.
Val, buddy, can I talk to you for a second?
What?
So I know you're good at the whole foraging thing and alchemy thing, and I was wondering, well, kind of a twofold question. First is could I join you next time you go out foraging? I try to do it. I'm not nearly as good as you are.
I don't mind on that one.
And the other part is, and I'm going to produce kind of a list that is in my scroll, I'm going to say. When you are out, if I'm not with you, do you think you can keep an eye out for some of these items here?
I mean, I don't see any reason as to why not, but the odds of me finding those in the same areas that I'm looking for these other specific herbs is probably kind of small, but I'll do what
Well,
I
you
can.
never know. You never know. And I'm going to hand him the list, and it's just going to be a 2 or 3 page long list of just different poisons, basically.
This is rather extensive. What the... You really need all of... Alright, well...
I don't
see
need
what I can
all
do.
of them, but it's good to have a variety, you know? You never know when someone
It's like
is pretty used to one of those herbs, you know?
It's like the wizard asking the rogue for a skull and telling the rogue you can't ask any questions. And the rogue replies, okay, but you can't ask any either. And produces several skulls for the wizard to choose from.
It's like no questions on either end. Here you go. You didn't even go
And then
anywhere. No questions.
And for that one specifically, greater hemlock or water hemlock, the other ones aren't really what I'm looking for. I only need the berries from that one.
So on that note,
What I need is a Hemsworth. Sorry.
on that note,
amen, David. Amen.
Your boy out on the prowl.
Amen. Really.
A few good men. Anyways, a few chaotic neutral men.
Time.
Yeah, a few chaotic neutral men.
Evening. We'll see. But
sounds like a good time.
I was gonna
yes.
say one thing before we exit. Asher's gonna go out and do his thing. Obviously, he's gonna go look out the. What was the name of the place again?
The roaming gnome.
The roaming gnome. Yes. So he's gonna go out searching out the roaming gnome, but he's actually once he's broken clear from everybody, he's actually gonna ask around because he's still not familiar with everything in town. Is there any kind of post or courier service or something like that? Preferably a courier service instead of sending it through post or something like that. That would be of service in nearby in town.
Sorry, I was doing a little bit of typing, so I wanted to make sure that I got that done.
You're good.
It depends on from where to where.
Well, from here, I would be giving them the item directly, and then just sending it off specifically. Dude, let me see here. I gotta make sure I got it written down. I can't remember where it is. Sending it off to Felderwin.
Oh yeah, between here and Felderwin. I'm gonna pull up my Tal'Dorei map real quick.
And I'm just asking around town, saying like, "Excuse me, do you know if there's any kind of courier service I might be able to send some goods across the ocean?" Yeah. Actually, I can't remember if Felderwin is across the ocean or not from here, because I'm not familiar with it. I'm not good with the geography of Earth, let alone
Andrea. Right.
Anybody else is just a white screen?
Yeah,
No.
that happened to me too. I refreshed my Roll20 and it was just like, nope.
Oh, is it?
It
I'm
pulled,
gonna relaunch the game real
it
quick.
pulled some of us, I think. Because when
Well, it
you
was
said
supposed
that
to
you were going
pull
to
you
look at the other
to-
map.
Yeah. Did it? Is it?
Okay, now I can see. Yeah, I can see now.
Okay, that was it.
I had to like get out and get back in. I saw
But
that
does it
earlier. I was
have
like,
it?
Where's the?
I was like, I swear that's still on the map. Is still in the map layer.
Oh, there it
But-
was. Yeah, that was weird.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Felderwin is over on Wildmount, and so most people are like, "Oh, Felderwin's a long way away, and it's across the sea and over the mountains." And
Yeah, it's not a short trip. That's why I kind of like looking for somebody who's instead of sending it through any kind of like postal service, I kind of want to like make sure it's getting where it's supposed to go.
The Pony Express.
oh, if you just wanted to hire out adventurers, you can go to any bar and pay someone respectable looking to move something somewhere.
Yeah, do not hire us to deliver your message.
No, well, we're not.
Well, it depends on the message.
You're already in debt to us.
Yeah.
We'll just add
Yeah,
that to the tab.
I'm not looking to incur any more debt. Let's just say that. Yeah, so I'll just be like, thanks for the tip. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I could go outside of mercenary services. It's just something as simple as delivery. So, you know.
Well, if it was closer, it'd probably be. I don't know exactly what they do within the Empire, but I know sending someone from over here to over there, that would take going down to Stillbend and then crossing over to Nicodranus from Stillbend and then going up and into the Empire.
Yeah, it's quite a trip. It's just Anyway, but I appreciate the heads up. I'm actually on my way somewhere where I might be able to find somebody of that nature. We'll see. But thank you. And actually, as I walk away, I will go ahead and flip him a copper just for the tip.
And you're very most welcome. Yeah. And he kind of saunters on and uses the copper immediately to buy just a little loaf of bread from a street merchant.
Oh, okay.
Nothing like street meat.
Oh yeah, it's true. But that leads me to my next question. It is the 18th of Fesrin, after all. And now y'all aren't on just the worst time ever. In fact, I think I can get rid of one of these things right here on the map, the knock expiration date.
Is it a knock counter?
Yeah, it was the
knock.
Knock still has the knockout counter is gone. The knock noodle arms is still going.
Oh yeah, I still have noodle arms.
You do still have noodle arms. Well, more accurately, your arms don't work as good as normal, at least for the
They
lifting.
used to before.
You like the sausage fingers from Everything Everywhere All at Once. They move. They're just a little more bendy than normal. Anyways,
I did
one of
not
the worst
look at
things
this
in
search.
one of the worst things in that movie, and that's saying something.
Is that the hot dog fingers? I've never.
Yeah,
seen
the
those
hot
before.
dog
I've only
fingers.
seen like those trailers and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Don't worry. The hot dog fingers is one of the worst things in the movie, so it's fine.
Oh.
They could show that. It's horrible. It's as horrifying as you think it is. But, are you wanting to take some time here in Whitestone before you go off places? You, on this side of the pond, you don't have people seeking your whereabouts. You don't have people, trying to knock on your doors that you know of.
That's your word.
Most of you don't.
Turns out back then
that innkeeper over the Ash and Astra, definitely, when y'all were standing at the tree, definitely, kind of was leering out towards Asher. But do y'all want to take time here, or do you want to just finish out the day and continue onward?
Well, if we're able to all group back up, Slayer will express his desire to hurry on the road to go resurrect Timothy. But if we have any lingering business that needs to be attended to, or something that would take a particularly long period of time to accomplish, he could be convinced of its importance.
I know that for Asher, it's just a matter of he's just gonna go do his thing that he's setting out to do right now. Go find somebody who can courier service for him, and then after that, he knows that we're just gonna be getting on the road anyway. So he's just planning on getting drunk until somebody says, "Come on, let's go."
I mean, Akira and Luca are just out on a date, so I'm sure once we have our date, if Slayer comes to us and says it's time to go, it's time to go.
And then the ever-burning question of, are y'all wanting just to exercise your very fit legs, or how would you like to
we need
get
horses.
ready to go?
It is 1,300 miles to Crackhammer. We need horses.
Yes,
Wait.
1,300 miles if you fly straight there. Yes.
It's a lot. It's a lot more miles
Yeah,
if you
no,
walk
it's
there.
like twice that. Because we gotta go down south around the mountains, fucking
Are you saying that it's
follow the river back up north.
Jeremy, do you know? I'm gonna DM you something real quick.
Unless we want to purchase passage on a skyship
On an airship?
that's maybe headed in the direction of Craighammer, and then we could just hop off when we're near.
Is there such things in Whitestone? I'm not familiar.
The clock tower. Now, of the two ships that were up there, one is still there. But
so
yes, there are
passage on an airship, or sorry.
Perfect.
Do we purchase passage on a skyship, or do we want to buy horses? Because we could literally just hop off of the skyship once it's near Craighammer enough for us. They don't have to divert at all. I'm pretty sure I could stop us all from hitting the ground too hard.
I mean, again, as always, we could just fly down there as well.
Yeah, that seems like extra work. I mean, this is something I could just do.
That is very spell intensive, and if we were to jump off the ship, I mean, you guys can figure out your own way. I can't really carry any of you, if I'm honest.
Not really
I won't get hurt, but
Akira's jumping off the ship is pretty easy. I can fly down if I need to.
Extends wings a little bit.
Sorry, are we talking about jumping out of a ship? I'm not exactly sure if I. Cool.
Yes,
with that one.
we're talking about jumping off of an airship and either having feather fall cast or landing in our own unique ways. Those of us who can land safely, and then those who can't, helping others who don't have that ability. But yes, we're going to jump off the airship.
See, I feel like you said all that, and you feel like that's a normal thing. I'm here to kind of be like your little litmus test here and just let you know that no, that's not a normal thing. Just jumping off of the ship and then landing, that's not an average thing.
Asher, have you never wanted to dream on while you're falling from an airship down to the ground? I broke Asher.
Stupid reference right now.
Yes, I am. Yes.
Akira's just gonna look at Slayer and say, "We jump off things all the time."
Yeah, I've literally like bounded through a city.
Yeah, and I was on his back. It happens.
You're just not hanging out with the right people.
Polymorph yourself into a bird, Asher? Why are you the one concerned?
Polymorph, and I don't feel like I try not to jump off of things if I can help it. Listen, I understand that I can do things. That doesn't mean I go out of my way to do them. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and try to get myself killed.
Asher,
yeah, me casting Featherfall on us while we fall is actually the least effort thing involved in all that. Like, it would take more effort for the ship to find a place to land to drop us off than it would for us to just jump off and cast Featherfall.
Asher, do you watch the play of life or do you live life?
I'm not sure I fully understand. How? Oh wait, there's no choice. There's no in between. Like, I have to be an actor.
Asher,
I can't be somebody off the side pulling the curtain.
Asher, you should be fine with heights. You dated an Aarakocra.
No, I'm usually the person who pulls the curtain on people, but
that's when I look at him. I give a stern point over to Nyack, and I go, "You leave her out of this, okay? Leave her out of everything. Literally everything."
I heard she had soup for dinner the other day.
I don't
know. It sounds like we're not gonna sit down for some downtime activities. That was really the question, to see if we needed to hammer that stuff out during the week.
I think we're on the road.
I wanted to make sure that y'all had an opportunity.
Unless Val
Val's stuff is already in the works. It's basically like with the Jimothy brew. You just make sure to load it up and mix it right, and it's got a steep and.
Yeah, I mean, I might have a little more work to do with the other little bit of materials I got left, but other than that,
Yeah, you still got plenty of other materials for like more stuff too. That's just the stuff you got from Oro, man.
Yeah, that was just
stuff that I got. Decide if we're like flying or horsing.
Well, yes. So y'all can figure that out amongst yourselves as players during the week, and we'll figure out in game next week. One thing that I've really noticed this year, especially. For most of my games, I don't have to worry about the holidays. I wanted to double check with the rest of you, though, especially while we're here. Is the 24th a day for people, or do we need to take that one off? I understand if we do.
I can play during the day. I can play during the day because what we do isn't until Christmas Eve night. So I can play during the day. I don't.
I
pretty much the same.
I'm probably gonna be missing that 2 weeks in a row there, the 24th and the 31st.
Okay.
Your two bards will be missing on both of them.
If nothing else, we can just mosh in for a Sunday meet at the end for those days. Or
let me find out, and I'll get back to you, because I have extenuating
one-shots.
I have some extenuating circumstances when it comes to family at the moment. So I believe we're doing our Christmas believe it or not, like this coming weekend. So there's a good chance that I might miss next week instead.
Word.
Okay.
Well, we'll figure it out. I just wanted to, like, if we needed to be like, by the way, guys, they'll be here, or hey, we'll be here for something. I just wanted to make sure that we had it in the where people see things.
I'm a tentative
Right.
yes.
I'll make sure our audience is aware.
Yeah, I'm a tentative yes for the 31st, but I will say that if I give a yes on the 24th, I'm pretty sure I will be killed in my sleep.
And we'll miss all further sessions afterwards.
Yeah,
So
I
yeah,
will never be able to play again because my wife was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you said yes for the 24th. Die now."
yeah, you will become
Painfully,
a stuffed Santa. Have your beard bleached
I'll be
and
permanent cardboard cutout, Asher. for the
indeed.
rest of the campaign.
It'll be the
But-
most memorable Christmas gift your kids will get.
Anyways,
have soup in everyone's honor.
before we dive off into the inn, thank you everyone for showing up as always. We do this because you're here, so thank you, all of you, most sincerely. Until next time, as always, please remember that kindness is free, and for the love of whatever you love, keep going.
Thank you. Or don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notification. Check out the TikTok, YouTube, Patreon, all that jazz.
Thank you first. That was great.
Sanderson, sponsor us.
Yeah.
Sponsor us.
All right.
Roll to boot.
As always, yeah, we'll be back next week.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Everyone knows the lily of the valley, a sunburst of a dahlia of rosy sharp thorns. But the prettiest, sweetest of the flowers only grows on the farther shore. Sweet tart cherries and blackberries on the bush, bursting with nectar when the peel has been shorn. But the sweetest and most bountiful of orchards only grows on the farther shore. Till it go to the farther shore, that paradise to rest when your old heart can beat no more. We all go to the farther shore. We all go to the farther shore. Wild temptations haunt this earthly coil. Some may resist them, though others can't ignore. But the promises of pure imagination take us all to the farther shore. It must be everything that everyone was promised. It must be all that we could ever want and more. It must be better than the love we leave behind us. They only know on the farther shore. Till it go to the farther shore. This paradise to rest when this old heart can beat no more. We all go to the farther shore. We all go to the farther shore. want to hear everybody. Come on. Till I go to the farther shore. Till I go now, yeah. Rest when this old heart can be no more. Heart can be no more. We all go to the farther shore. Let me hear you now. To the farther shore. Show a grin, wake the dead. Till I go to the farther shore. Till I go now, yeah. Rest when this old heart can be no more. We all go to the farther shore. Let me hear to the farther shore. Let me hear your voices, everyone. To the farther shore. Sing it, everyone. To the farther shore. Thank you very much, everyone. In memory of a friend.